Hey everyone, Hazel and I cannot thank you all enough for the support you've shown our podcast.
Wow, yeah, it's amazing, you guys and gals out there. Every time I hear somebody say that they actually listen to us, I just don't believe it. I want to call them a liar.
You know, Hazel, I just wanted to mention something before we get on with the show today. We're now going to put timestamps for each segment of our show in our weekly show description. That way, you can decide exactly what you want to hear, whether you want to listen to our beautiful voices for the entire podcast or zip right to that guest speedrun segment and find out how many they got right this week. You decide.
Yeah, or if you're, Raven and you want to find out, how many mistakes we've made in the episode and call us out on Saturday mornings, you can certainly do that as well. You know what, Gator? I think it's a brilliant idea. You are a genius. Wait a minute, did I just say that? I'm just reading the script. I'm not going to say that.
No. You said you would say that. Read the script, man. Come on.
You know me, man. I don't read scripts. This is amateur bullshit.
Dude, you agreed, man. You agreed to this. No. Yes.
Gator, dude, guess what? I did that polling that you asked me to do, and I found out that people love our podcast, and they want it to be longer.
Dude, that's what I've been telling you. I told you.
I don't know what these people expect from us. I mean, we already put in maximum effort every week. What do you think about adding a lore segment, though?
Hello, gentlemen. Is someone mentioning the lore section?
Not our perfect timing, brother. Yeah, well, we have a reason for having you on today. What do you say about doing a weekly lore segment with us?
Whoa. You've got to match what 2 times on a 100 do for me.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's nothing extreme. I mean, what do they do?
Foot rubs from Hazel.
Done.
Damn it, JC Jesse.
And a bowl full of blue M&Ms.
That's easy. We could do that.
And they were talking about a ticket and a stay at GCX next year.
I don't think that's unreasonable. Yeah, done. All right. Welcome to the family, not Arf.
Glad to be here.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Welcome to episode 83 of Guardian Downcast. We're a couple dads that talk about all things in the Destiny universe, and we interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. We're the show that loves all you Destiny lore nerds out there. I'm your host, The Gator, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. Hey, man. How you been?
I've been all right, man. My daughter's been sick for the past week, so helping her around, doing stuff like that. And then on top of that, we've had 8 inches of snow this week. So it's been lovely. It's been lovely.
Yeah. So
what about you, man?
It's been a pretty good week. It's 72 today. Anyway, it's the weather's been really good. Sorry. This is the one time of the year I can thumb my nose at all our northern brothers and sisters because in the summer it'll feel like someone's Christ. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. Well, this week we have a gaming dad that it just so happens to be one of the other unofficial hosts of the Two Titans and a Hunter podcast, one of our fellow podcasters in our community, by the way. And he brings that sweet Destiny lore to their podcast. And today we're, quote, borrowing him to talk some lore with us. It's Mr. Not Arf. How are you today, sir?
I'm good, thank you. It's a nice weekend where it's not actually raining for a change.
Very nice.
Nice. Enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, just a quick overview of this week's show. First, we're going to hear Not Arf's story and what got him into gaming and lore. Next, we're going to test his Twitch reflexes with our new and improved Fast Fire segment we call the Speed Run. Hazel's going to go over the TWAB for the second week of Season of the Chosen. We'll discuss our first impressions of the season so far, and we're going to have a special lore segment by Mr. Not Arf himself. Finally, we'll answer community questions and add 2 songs each to our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and iTunes. All right, let's do this. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or, you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what picks our weekly guests want to share with you.
Or Hazel, just visit our website at GuardianDowncast.com for all the contact information and where else you want to find us. And you can also play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser.
Don't you or me, man. Anyway, so hey, Guardians, check us out, and later, Guardians.
Toddles.
Hey, that's my line, man.
Well, Mr. Nutarf, thank you again for coming on the show today. I was just curious. Are you married? You have family? Have kids?
I am married. I've currently got 2 children. I say currently because technically I've got 5.
Oh my God. Okay.
Wow.
Busy man.
That's why I say technically.
I got you. Well, I'm curious. What do you do for a living?
A diesel engineer. I started off in automotive, repairing cars, trucks, buses, you name it, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Then 17 years ago, I specialized into diesel systems. So we're talking diesel pumps, diesel injectors, off pretty much anything. If it runs on diesel, I can fix the injection pump. I can fix the injectors on it.
Wow.
Man, I tell you, if you move to Florida sometime in the future, we're so hurting for diesel mechanics and diesel engineers here in Florida. I mean, even our Ford dealer rotates.
Oh, no, I'm not a mechanic. I don't get my hands dirty anymore. Everyone else brings me the diesel pumps.
Oh, that's why I said engineer too. Yeah, I figured you were, yeah, I got you. Well, so you're kind of in okay, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. So you are in a rebuilding house where you rebuild parts that are brought into you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, we have 2 sides to the company. One, a contract side where we do reconditioned units for sale straight off the shelf as exchange units.
Right.
So you bring us your old one, we'll give you a nice shiny new one.
Nice core charge, right? Gotcha.
Now, I'm on the opposite side to that. I'm in the diesel workshop where we will do anything. It's one-off jobs. A fuel pump that's 70 years old that you can't no longer get bits for. And it's not a case of actually replacing parts anymore because you can't get them. You have to repair that part. So you've got a throttle shaft that's got a massive amount of wear in it. You'll get it on the lathe, you'll weld it up, you'll turn it down, make it as good as new.
Yeah, you posted a diesel pump in the all spread apart, all the parts taken apart in our Discord yesterday, and I was like, is that a steering box? I mean, I figure I'm pretty mechanically inclined. I don't remember there being that many gears in a diesel pump. Of course, I've never torn one apart. But then within an hour and a half, there it was, all put together, nice and perfect. Yeah,
I've been doing it too long. Literally, that diesel pump you saw there was a cheap job for a customer. Normally, what that will come out with all the levers and brackets, either anodized or sprayed, and literally, that's just back to bare metal and put back together with new seals and gaskets and what parts it needs, and then tested and calibrated to manufacturer's spec.
I got you.
Wow.
I was impressed. I was like, man, it wasn't even an hour and a half. He's already got it put together. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wish I could do that. Well, sir, let's see here. What is your earliest moment in gaming?
Earliest moment I can remember in gaming was an Atari my dad brought home. You know the one, I can't remember what it's called now, but it was all the wooden looking case where you put a cartridge in.
Yeah.
And
2700?
Yeah, the little ship flying left to right, and you had to move it up and down and shoot things. I can't remember what you called that.
Talking about asteroids?
And occasionally there was Pong as well.
Okay.
In Space Invaders as well, you could use a little turn. Instead of a joystick, you had a turn wheel.
Yeah, I remember the turn wheel
with a button on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You know, I never use it that way. I always use a joystick when I played Space Invaders, but I didn't know you could use a turn wheel. I thought that was only for the racing games. Or Pong.
Yeah, I was going to say
Oh,
Pong.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Oh, Pong, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
For a long while, that's the only controller I remember him having. And apparently he's still got that.
Now, are you a connoisseur of consoles like our friend Night Demon is?
I wish I could afford to be.
Well, where did you go from there?
That was it for a long, long while. And I then got back into gaming. Late 80s, early 90s.
Mhm.
And you're talking, that was the Sega Master System was my next console.
Okay.
Going into the Mega Drive. I think you guys called it a Genesis. Am I right saying that?
See, I didn't play I didn't play any of the Sega systems at all,
Mega Drive.
so I couldn't answer that question for
Well,
you. But we did have
there
a
was me and my best friend,
Yeah.
and he had the NES and the SNES. You know, the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super Nintendo.
That was me.
And I had the Master System and the Mega Drive.
I see.
Yep, that's exactly correct, by the way. The Mega Drive was Sega for us. Outside of the US, it's called Mega Drive.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I've only recently worked that out thanks to listening to DCP's retro gaming podcast.
Oh yeah.
They kept talking about a Genesis, and I'm like, what is a Genesis? And I looked it up online, and it's a Mega Drive.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like silly Americans.
So,
what does that bring you to today? What do you play on today?
I currently play on Xbox One, but I'm just branching out to PC gaming again because in between the Mega Drive and today, I had an old Pentium 90 with 16 mega RAM. That's my first computer.
Meg of RAM? Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 16 mega RAM.
Woo.
This was
Okay.
late 90s, early 2000s.
How is that thing still running?
That lasted.
Jeez.
No, it's not running now. That was years ago. That's long gone.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you meant that's what you're using today. I'm like, oh my God.
No. Then I was playing Civilizations, TIE Fighter, Sim City.
Yeah. Great games.
Nice. So what type of games do you like to play? I'm guessing like Sims and things like that, like simulations?
Well, I spent a lot of time in the early 2000s playing stuff like Sim City, and I don't like The Sims. It's just not me at all. I'd rather... I used to love the world builders. Civilization, Age of Empires.
Age of Empires. Yes.
I love that game.
Did you ever play Empire Earth?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God. I can't believe it's not on Steam. That was the best world builder ever, because you'd start at like nothing, like you were caveman, and you would keep working up. And as it's like Civilization, I guess, but it was a little shorter version. And you'd be like
Megalomania on a Genesis.
You'd have like at the end, you'd be in the space age where you were, you were like in the digital age where you're dropping nukes, and and then you got into the age above that where you had actual robots doing all the fighting for you. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, and Future Tech 1 and Future Tech 2 when you're researching stuff.
Right.
Sounds like a bit like Civilization.
It probably is. I don't play. I played more Empire Earth. I played tons of hours Empire Earth versus Civilization, but yeah, it's very similar. Just different type of game, I guess. But
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And about 2006, I got that was before that. I was Station 1, and go to the pub, come back at midnight, sit there with all my friends, having a late drink, and playing Tekken, and what was the other one? Racing game, Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah,
that actually influenced one of my picks for the song.
Oh, nice,
perfect.
Then I was in the PlayStation 2 for a long while playing Medal of Honor.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I abandoned that and went on to the 360. And cue the Halo days.
Yeah. You and everybody else.
Except me.
Halo, Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Favorite games ever.
Oh, Ghost Recon. That one takes me back. I actually found, what was it, Future Warfare, and I really dug that again.
Mm-hmm. I remember playing that with my brother-in-law online, and it was just a 1v1 on there. I think it was the first Ghost Recon, and it was a map that was just literally a dam. So you had like almost a pontoon at either end, and the dam wall in the middle. And I found a spot on one of the pontoons, and he could never get past it. He just sit up there with a sniper rifle, and he couldn't see me. He could never work out where I was. I just picked him off every time he tried to get across the dam wall to the actual part where he's raging at me. I'm not saying I'm the best gamer in the world, but I just love that map and just sit up there and pick things off.
You're better than him. It's okay. We get that. All right, sir. So let's see here. So how'd you find Destiny?
Well, that's the story. One of the three older boys, he'd not long moved out, and he didn't have the internet. And I'd often seen Destiny advertised on the TV and thinking, oh, that looks all right. And I was talking to him about it. And he went and bought it. Now, bearing in mind, he's just got his first rented house with his girlfriend. He's 17, 18 at the time. And he turns up one day and throws this game at me and says, here you go. It won't work on mine because I haven't got the internet yet. And that was Destiny. Now, I played Destiny for a few months. I didn't really get into it that much. And then we have, between the family, we've got quite a few online gamers. And then we all started playing COD together. We had our own little team that we went in and almost rickrolled people and turned one of the little brothers into, well, not the little brothers, sorry. It's sorry, I've got to explain that because half the time I call him a little brother and half the time I call him my son. It's a strange one. When I first met my wife, her mum was terminally ill, and she had three younger brothers. Now, you got Ben, Kurt, which are the twins. They were 4 when I met them, and you've got Dion, that was 5 when I met them. Now, that went on for a number of years until my wife's mum died. Then we got custody of the 3 boys.
Oh, I see.
And they would have been 7 and 8. They moved into our little 2-bed terraced house. So we've got 3 boys in one bedroom, me and the sister in the other one, and they became like sons to me.
That's awesome.
So that also explains why I say technically I've got 5. I had all the outlay and and no nappies. Diapers, sorry. But yeah, they the 3 formed kind of like my core gaming team, and so I stopped playing Destiny for a long while, and moved on to COD. So now I originally started playing online to keep an eye on them because you want to look after your kids, don't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
Especially in Call of Duty.
Yeah. Well, they were 14 or 15 when they first started playing Call of Duty. Then I got into it in Modern Warfare 2. Then Destiny came in for a bit, and then we started playing Ghosts. And somewhere in the time, I managed to lose about a month of my life playing Oblivion as well. That was around the time my daughter was born. She's 10 now. And I actually stopped playing because of the amount of time I'd plunged into Oblivion, and with having a newborn baby in the house, and I think we were down to 2 boys at that point. So I had my daughter in with me and my wife, and the 2 boys in the other room, and that went on for another couple of years, and the boys moved out, and she eventually got her own room. And I stopped gaming for about 3 years. I just felt like I needed to be with family. And 5 years ago, we moved house. We moved into a bigger house because in between that time and moving house, where I had my son. And 5 years ago, we moved into this house, 3-bed house. So my son's got his own room. Okay, it's a small room. My daughter's got a bigger room, and we've got a lot more space. And then just as we moved in, I bought myself an Xbox One, started playing Ghosts again with the brother-in-laws, and I saw Destiny 2 came out, and it was a day after release. I went and bought it. and I haven't looked back.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
That sounds very...
And that is a story, how my wife hates gaming.
Shit.
It's funny how they mirror each other like that, right?
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just curious, what got you into Destiny lore? What was what started it? I mean, how did this develop into what you do today? I mean, you talk a lot of lore today.
Yeah, well, I started watching this was around the time of Leviathan.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what you do? You go on, see the tips, tricks, and guides on YouTube, and I came across Bife.
I see.
And the Books of Sorrow. Yeah, they're my favorite as well.
I was just going to say it's one of my favorite stories, but yeah.
That led into me actually watching all 3 videos he had on the Books of Sorrow, but they were nowhere near completed there. So I started searching for Bife videos and listening to different things. And I eventually found the lore podcasts online where I could actually listen, because I was looking for one where I could actually listen to thought, well, I'm at work. I spend a lot of time with ear defenders. Do you call them ear defenders there? Hearing protection?
Yeah, I wear them too. So yeah.
So why can't I put some AirPods under there or something, or some earbuds, and listen to either an audiobook or something at work? And then I found Focus Fire Chat and the Guardians of Lore.
Right.
And I binge listened to them for the longest time, and that's how I got into the lore. And I've done a couple of spots on the Guardians of Lore now with them, with some completely whacked out theories of mine that some of them have proven to be absolutely false. And then when Respawn actually tried doing the lore spot, and he did that bit about the Hunter Vanguard and Cade, I'm like, no. I started emailing Demon, and one thing led to another. And he said, "Do you want to come on?" I'm like, this was last summer, I think. I was on holiday at the time, and there was a few emails to and from me and Demon, and said, "Yeah, I'll come on." And the rest is history, really. It's just something. There's the way Bungie write the lore leaves it so open to interpretation.
Yeah, they do.
That you can come up with your own theories, and there's such a community out there that you can get involved with.
Yeah,
because I've got my clan. Now I founded my clan back in the first couple of weeks. Well, I met the first few guys of my clan, and it was set up by a friend of mine. Now he got out of gaming very quickly. I took over. So now we boast 2 sections of the clan, with, I think, the PC section's running at 98 members. The Xbox side's running about 97 members.
Wow.
What's the name of your clan?
Well, it was Saturday Morning Cartoon Kids.
Oh, that's a great clan.
That's awesome.
Now, with the previous founder, because I took over and started running things, he tried to get involved again, tried to undo everything I did. Now, me and my admin team actually then said, no, you're not doing this. And we moved the clan to a new Discord server that we set up.
Okay.
And I actually fell out with the guy over this, and I'm really sad about it, because I got on with the guy really, really well. And but he'd been missing in action for about 2 years.
Yeah. I've been in clans, if you weren't active in like 2 weeks straight, they kicked you out. And we're talking 2 years here. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And we've got a good bunch of core players. We teach raids. Well, they teach me raids anyway. Because I don't get on half as much as I used to. But they've got a really good core bunch of guys there that have got. I say guys, that's unfair, really. There's guys and girls that teach raids, and we don't tolerate any, how do I word this, any discrimination in any way. We are a community, and that's what communities are. We're not a bunch of trolls, and we won't we won't accept that. So we've got this really nice community that everyone gets on. They appear to get on. But everyone has their everyone has their go-to guys they game with.
That happens in every clan, though.
Of course.
Yeah. That's just human nature, not ARF. Everyone's gonna appeal to people that are like them or that they get along with more. And I mean, there's people in our clan right now I've never game with. I mean,
same with ours.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy they're in our clan, and they usually have their own people that they're helping or involved with, especially on the Xbox side. But it's
So I run that side of things, and then I'm in the Focus Fire chat, and the Guardians of Law have got their own server, which I help admin. Nice. I just basically sit there and delete memes.
That's the Lore Hub now, right? They combined it.
Yeah, that's the Lore Hub.
Yeah,
it was the Guardians of Law server. Then they merged together. It's the Lore Hub. Yeah. Great place to be. Great people. People.
It is. I'm in that.
And
Discord,
again, it. Oh, you are. Yes.
Yep. I usually a lot of that stuff goes over my head, but I love Blue and Green. They both been on our show and just fantastic people. And I haven't had some of the other leaders on yet. Maybe that's something we can do in the future. But it's a great Discord, yeah.
Nice.
Elemus is a really good guy, and Orchid's get on really well with Orchid as well. I'd like to do something with in the future with Blue and Green, because I've talked to him on and off in the Discord. Blue tends to keep himself to himself in there, but
Blue is just busy, man. The guy is a machine. I don't know.
I think he is at the minute. Did you see the announcement? You see the announcement on Twitter?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that one.
What was that?
I think his office has turned into a paddling pool.
Oh my God! Wow. I mean, I don't know when the guy sleeps. He says he only needs like.
No, I don't.
I think he says he needs like 2.5 hours of sleep a day or something. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah,
I'd be done.
I'd
be asleep on my feet.
Any less than 5 hours, I'm toast. Yeah.
Wow. Well, not Arf. I got a question for you. I'm thinking about lore here, and is there like one thing that besides, like, everybody says like the Books of Sorrow, but is there another one that like you read that really like struck home with you?
To be honest, there's a couple. There's A Drifter's Gambit. Have you dived into that one? That's the story of the Drifter from him being resurrected.
I think I've read it, but I can't recall much of it.
I have not. Just that I've never touched lore, but yeah.
That's a really good story to actually listen to. Because he didn't want to be rezzed. Believe it or not. He hates being a light bearer, because he's not really a guardian. And every time he tried to do something nice, it always kind of backfired, and people he cared about died.
That's sad as shit.
Yeah, he's a very deep character. He is. You know, this is what I love about Destiny, man. The writing staff at Bungie is just it's just fantastic, man. I just finished the 3rd lore book, by the way, and they talked about on the 3rd lore book they covered a lot. I'm ordering that at the end of the month. Yeah, they cover a lot of the Deepstone Crypt stuff, and also they talk about Cade. Ironically, do you follow lore in any other games, or is it just Destiny? I started getting into lore in Halo because there was so much of it out there. And I never read the books or anything, but I'm better than I used to be. But I'm actually kind of lazy when it comes to lore. I like somebody to read it to me. I am too, man. I am so lazy. I like the Guardians of Lore, and especially Green's audio, the Destiny lore audio file at the minute. That is superb. Yes. So I'd watch Forward Unto Dawn, and I'd read bits and pieces here and there. But then that was around the time I was getting out of gaming again. So when I got into the lore of Destiny, it started off as a bit of a hobby, and not even a hobby, just something to listen to at work. That was actually I've always read. If I get a good book, I'll not put it down until it's finished. And this is the kind of story I actually quite like, because then you get the kind of looking forward to actually finding out what happens next. Yeah, you get that you get your TV series, your box set.
where you get to the end of series 1 and you're thinking, oh, what happens that? Can't wait for series 2. That's quite kind of getting from the lore as well at the minute.
It's funny, I swear to God. After every time we have somebody who talks about lore on, I always want to like dive in and start reading lore, but I just never do. I think it's because of what you said, about like just having somebody read it to me versus me reading it, because I just never know where to start.
What platform do you use for your podcasts?
Podcast Addict.
Right. Go on there and search for Destiny Lore audio file. That is done by Green-Eyed Music Lover and guests.
Yep.
Yeah, she was on before she released that, and it was still like a conception idea for her.
Oh no, that is absolutely fantastic. It's just literally just a story. It's an audio book effectively.
Yeah.
And they've done the Mara Senna now. A man they called Cade. They've done so much on that. It's absolutely brilliant. So if you've got time when maybe you're driving or like me when you're at work and you've got your ear defenders on, you've got your headphones in, it's ideal.
Yeah. All right. Well, sir, regarding Two Titans and a Hunter, you guys get along pretty well, I've noticed. So tell us about them. What do you like? You kind of told us about how you met them and and that, but when did you start listening to them?
Yeah, we need a scoop, man.
Oh, good Lord.
I was spending more and more time in the testing room at work. Now, when you test a diesel pump, you are running a machine that simulates an engine, and it sounds like an engine. So you're stood there with your hearing protection on, and says, what do I do? With the automated test rigs, I stand there, I look at a screen, and sometimes it can be absolute mind-numbing. So I was looking got through Destiny Lore Audio, well, not Destiny Lore Audio, if that's any recent one, but the Guardians of Lore, and I was waiting for the weekly one to come out. I was looking for more and more podcasts out there, and I was listening to Focus Fire Chat. Hang on, let me just bring up when my phone decides to catch up the way I'm pressed. Sorry. So I started listening to more and more Destiny podcasts. I know it seemed really silly. Then I found DCP. It got the Spinfall Theory podcast. Another one I found there, Loose Cannon. These are all on Destiny. And Destiny Down. Oh, that was another guy I always used to laugh at. Destiny Down Under.
I love those guys.
Those guys are funny as.
They are, man.
And it was in all the time I was actually searching for all these different things. It would suggest my Podbean was suggesting more and more Destiny-related ones to me. And then I found Two Titans of a Hunter. And I was I'm sorry, Demon, but it was out of kind of desperation. I kind of listened and thought, it's a little rough, but I'll give it another go. I know it sounds really, really bad me saying that. But then you kind of make a connection with the hosts.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean? When you're listening to something week in, week out, you get to know a bit more about them. And I actually really enjoyed it. And I think the first email I sent in was when they were offered to do a clan recruitment for you. I think that was one of the first ones I sent into Demon. So they did a little section and promoted the clan for me. And then I started critiquing the Respawn's lore sections. And it got to be a bit of a weekly thing that, and he was getting the bare information in there, but it was very disjointed. And it was more trying to help him than actually troll him. Saying to troll him is the wrong way of saying it, because I wasn't actually trying to do that. And then Demon invited me in one day, just did it out of the blue, said, "Oh, do you want to come on?" I'm like, yeah. And the rest is history, really. I get on when I can. Some of the sections I do are pre-recorded, depending on schedules. But I really enjoy the show with them, and I will listen. I do actually listen myself when it comes out. I sometimes have it on my speaker at work, but if anybody else is around and my lore section comes on, I actually turn it off. So that's me being a bit
we get it.
bit embarrassed.
I actually love that part because I was like you. I'm staring at grass all day and treating lawns and homes and stuff. I'm in the pest control industry, and it's so monotonous to just do the same thing every day. And I wear ear protection, and I always have earbuds in. And I was like you. I was desperate to find another Destiny podcast at the time, and I came across these guys. I'm like, wow, first thing I noticed was their graphics were fantastic. I love their I don't know what you call it.
The thumbnail.
Their thumbnail, yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It takes after the ramen shop sign they made. And
Mhm.
I said, man, these guys are a lot of fun to listen to. They bounce off of each other. They kind of got a camaraderie, but yet they have
The connection the three of them had.
Yeah.
The connection the three of them had is fantastic. You can tell they really do get along.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're
Whether
like,
it's parodying Night Demon actually poking fun at Respawn.
Respawn. It's like
trying to set him off.
It's like three brothers that are always bickering about something. I love it, man. And I was like, these guys are awesome. So since then I've been listening. And you know what's funny is I listened to them right before we created our podcast. And I said, man almighty, I want to hear more about these guys. And I think they were on our show in year one. And I says, I cannot believe I was just listening to these guys 3 or 4 months ago, and now here they are on our show. It was just surreal. It was just a surreal moment. But yeah. they're great guys.
Yeah. Sorry to say, the first time I actually heard of you guys was when you did a crossover show with them.
Right.
Yeah.
The tripod.
And then I didn't think much of it. Then Gator texted me about messaged me over Discord about coming on the show, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I've never actually listened. And I gave it a listen. I download it every week now.
Yeah. I said, what did I say? I said, that's okay. We get that a lot.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it's no problem.
But I do listen to it every week now, and it's of the show.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
hey,
We appreciate that.
Yeah, we do appreciate that. We're happy that we can, entertain you for a little bit of time out of the 4 hours that we do a podcast for.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Sounds about right.
The weird thing is, there's only one podcast I can play in front of my kids, and that's Two Titans and a Hunter, because all the swearing is actually bleeped in it.
I've worked on my part of that, but my wife says she didn't like me saying the F word, so I don't say the F word anymore. At least I try not to. But
I try not to, but it does come up quite a bit. I work in a workshop with a workshop full of guys, and
yeah, we're adults. Happens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't try at all. It's okay. So
that's why it stays explicit.
Well, that, and also just in case our guests are that way, I don't want to make them something that they're not.
We want our guests to be comfortable. So
yeah,
throw the swear words. We're fine. Yep, exactly. Why don't we do signature questions, Hazel? What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. All right, sir. So, aside from apparently working on diesel engines and lore, do you have any other hobbies other than gaming?
Yes, I shoot competitively.
Whoa.
Really?
Well, I did. I haven't for the last year because the range has been closed because of COVID.
You do Target?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a friend who does that in Arizona. It's on the pro circuit. Did you
ever?
What was that show on? There was a competitive shooting show on. God, I'm trying to remember what channel it was. I love that show. They'd have competitions every week. They'd have all kinds. Like they were on a moving train. They had to shoot targets as they were passing it, and I can't believe.
No, I've not seen that.
Top Shot.
At one point,
It was called Top Shot.
Hang on.
It's okay. Go ahead.
My wife's just shouting down to the kids.
Yep.
I don't know if you could hear her or not.
I could hear a little bit.
No worries.
Yeah. So
my daughter's already come down 3 times to say, "Hey, can I be on the podcast?" And I'm just like, "No, go upstairs."
I tried to get mine on Two Titans on the 100th episode, and they were like, "No." Well, you heard the clip at the end where I think my eldest was actually saying, "No, not doing it," because I tried to get her to read some lore, but she wasn't having it at all.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. But what kind of shooting do you do? And
I target shoot mainly, prone position target shooting. I was at one point I was actually shooting for county. I would have thought, well, to put it in perspective, a county in the UK is the equivalent of a state in the US, but much, much smaller.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I saw a map
So you've
of
got-
saw a
So
map
you've,
of
you've got
Britain.
your state capitals, and we've got our county towns.
Right.
So I live in Lincolnshire, and the county town of Lincolnshire is Lincoln.
Okay.
And I was shooting for basically Lincolnshire in competitive target shooting.
Wow.
It was only small bore 2.2 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that. I'm chairman of the rifle club. Not that I've been down there in a year because literally the door's been locked and nobody's been allowed in.
I don't think anything's been.
It's only because I live in a country town. A country town in the back end of the long. You drive 20 minutes in any direction, you'll hit a bigger town.
So I'm trying to think where this is. If I'm London, where are you from London? Are you south of London or north of London?
3 hours north.
Okay.
North.
Right. So you're not Manchester, but you're kind of north.
Too high.
Okay.
Manchester's
Way up there. Gotcha.
Manchester's too high on the opposite side.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
East Coast.
Oh, okay. Like Dover?
East Coast. No. If you go north,
Wait a minute. It's geography
about
with Gator.
halfway up. Hang on.
we're going to be here a
Hang
while,
on.
listeners.
I'm sorry. I had to ask.
I'm going to sort this straight away.
Thank you.
It's dead easy.
Okay.
He's going to tell you to look at a map, Gator.
Yes, I am. But in a better one.
I thought
Hang on, zoom in a bit.
love
That's
geography
what-
with Gator.
that's what happens when I look at a map of the UK and I'm like, yeah, okay, I know it
He's
now.
an expert. Yeah,
I'm
he's
an expert now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah.
map.
Never
Right,
mind.
screenshot.
I am bald.
Wow.
There you go. You're
All
looking.
All right, let me see here.
The top blue pin is where I am in the country.
He's east of Manchester.
Okay, gotcha. Wow.
Manchester's west side of the country. I'm east side of the country.
Okay, Dover's a lot further south. Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
Like he's
Yeah.
like dead north of London.
Yeah.
So he was actually telling you exactly.
Yeah.
Straight down the A1.
Nice. That's
Very
awesome, man. I love that country.
My
Such a
favorite
beautiful-
my favorite thing about this picture is it says try petrol station.
Yeah, petrol is not cheap in the UK, and they sell it by the liter.
No, it's not.
I never understood that.
No.
It's like, oh man, this is cheap.
Diesel's even more expensive.
This is cheap gas, and I get there, I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's per liter. Whoa. Okay. Okay.
We don't work in gallons anymore.
Nope, it's not.
You're not in Kansas anymore.
Well, that's the best way to describe Lincolnshire. Actually,
Kansas.
we're one of the biggest counties in the UK, but we've got one of the smaller populations. Or farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Well, I stayed south of London when I was there last. Hever? Yeah, I know. It was a converted stables that was turned into a timeshare. And it was a golf club. So and my God, driving on those
Where was that?
Hever, south of London. I was at Hever.
Haver.
Hever. Oh boy.
Tourist trap. I'm guessing.
No, it was a timeshare. It was very rural. I drove on.
Our B road's great.
I'll drive on that road. Of course, it was on the left side, not the right side. So the steering wheel's on the wrong side. I'm like, oh God. If I didn't have that little TomTom to help me around town, I would have been SOL. But my God, the roads are so narrow and people fly right at you around blind corners. I'm like, oh, I'm going to die. I'm not even going to make it. It was crazy. And it was a one time my wife actually let me drive fast because everybody drives fast. Most people anyway. I'm generalizing, of course. Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Not Arf. Dude, what's up behind the gamer tag?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately. That is an evolution of gamer tags. In the very early days of gaming, when it asked me for a username, I'd use Viper for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
That became popular, and I've got a bit of an OCD with gamer tags. I can't stand a number on the end of a gamer tag. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that then sort of kind of petered out because I couldn't have that on every platform I tried to use it on.
Right.
And then I was working, I think it was early 2000s, I was working for a telecommunication company. And I had to pick a username for the engineers chat room. And this was useful for me in my job because I could actually say, I'm speaking to a customer because I was in the call center. And I could see this engineer's report on a job. And if there was anything I didn't understand, I could just drop into the chat room and say, hey guys, what does this mean?
Right.
And I needed a username for that. And I was looking, I've got this big old desk phone next to me with all these buttons on it. And one of them's not ready. So for the longest time, that became my gamer tag. And then somebody else used that on Xbox Live when I went to register with Xbox Live, and I couldn't use it on Xbox Live. I was gutted. So I thought, try variations of Viper. No, wouldn't have it. And there was an old TV program on in the background, an old comedy series called what was it called now? Basically, it was two comedians. It was Harry Enfield and Paul Whitehouse, and they did a sketch on there of two old 70s comedians.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when somebody come out with, "Enough, mate," and that was like, that's it. And it's been my gamer tag on everything since.
It definitely stands out.
I like it.
It definitely stands out, sir.
Okay, it's not kind of the best story in the world, but that's
no. I like it. No, we like it. We like the story.
No, I like it because it's one of the more original stories, and it's something that you like, you know.
Yeah.
So I like that. Now, question for you, sir, is do you have a motto or mantra that you live by, or a couple of them?
Not really. It's just try and be nice to each other.
That counts.
It's a very valid one.
Yeah, I like that.
It's the golden rule.
After everything the world's going through at the minute, I think that's the best one you could possibly live by. Just try and be nice.
That's why I say at the end of every podcast, take care of one another, you know? Kind of goes without saying.
Yep.
All right, I'll take us out, Hazel.
All right,
This
sir.
is always my favorite question because I can't wait to hear what your answer is going to be. What is one thing about you that nobody knows?
Well, there's a few people who are gaming regular know this, but we call it Xbox Party Chat Tourette's, and it's kind of got worse with actually gaming with a buddy of mine, Panda, and we just come out with the most random phrases and sayings. I think the latest one we've been working on is Master gave Tubby a sock, and it was changing daily. So he's had Crocs, he's had a smock, and he got given a couple of other things, and I just won't mention them on the podcast. And we just
No, wait a minute now.
we're absolutely crying.
So when you go in the party chat, when you join the party chat, you have to say this phrase? Is that how it works?
It wasn't such a written, kind of, yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
And it just sort of became a bit of a game when you were in the party chat. When you joined, he'd try and give Dobby something similar that rhymed with sock.
So while you're gaming, you're trying to integrate this phrase that rhymes, or yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
It just a natural evolution of things.
Mm. Yeah.
That's one of the better examples, and somebody randomly yelling "Tubby Custard" or something like that.
Right. Tubby
Can
Custard.
we add Tubby Custard as a title?
Damn it, Hazel! I was just ahead. I was like a half a second ahead of you. Tubby Custard. Got it. All right, cool.
Do we want to actually? Should we do that? What is Tubby Custard?
I have no idea.
I thought it was
okay.
It's like a thick,
It just
like a thick
randomly
pudding.
got repeatedly shouted by one of our party members. Duncan, you know who you are.
Oh my god! I'm thinking a thick pudding. That's the way I look at it, but thick with two C's.
Well, I'm actually thinking it evolved from a kids' TV program over in the UK called the Teletubbies.
Yeah, that came to mind as
That could
well.
be too.
God, I got brainwashed by that show every morning. My kids were watching it. I said, I got to go in the other room. I can't take it. I got to go in the other room.
I was one of the few people that actually wanted to go out and shoot Barney the purple dinosaur.
Oh yeah, yeah. I hated that same song.
Yeah, that was my parents. They hated Barney.
Oh my god.
And I didn't even watch Barney. I don't even know how they knew. I think they just heard the song and hated it.
If your kid's in elementary school back in the day, that's all you heard every morning. That stupid song.
Barney, Teletubbies.
Yeah, yeah.
And that kid, the kid that was in the sun, was just creepy.
Yeah, he was. Or it was. He was. She was. I don't know. I think it was a she. I don't know. It just
it's a she.
Yeah, it was just.
It was a she. Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, that was the weirdest show ever, dude. I never understood that show, Teletubbies. Never understood it because they didn't even talk. It was just a bunch of grunts and moans and just the weirdest stuff, man. I guess it connected with kids though, so that's why it was still on. Oh, and what's the other one? What's the other one? Reptar.
Rugrats. I used to love that.
That's actually a show.
That was one of the better ones.
Yes, that's actually one of the shows my kids watch that I actually would say, oh, I'd have my bowl of cereal or oatmeal. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Oh, what are they gonna do next? It reminded me of Saturday. It reminded me of Saturday cartoons. Anyway,
yeah, and now we've got at the minute. Currently, we're watching the Dragon Riders of Berk. That's quite good.
I don't know that one.
I don't mind that. How to Train Your Dragon?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That one I know. Yeah.
It's a spin-off series from that.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's actually quite a bit of comedy in it for the adults rather than the kids. What are you laughing at, Daddy?
I love it.
Those are the best shows where something like redeeming for an adult.
Well, it's the best shows that actually are for kids, but actually have like hidden little cues to adults that make them tune in.
Yeah,
it's the coolest thing. It's a little cryptic, but
have you ever sat there on a night time, the kids have gone to bed, and you've actually been sat there for 15 minutes still watching the kids' programs?
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you get mad when your kid doesn't watch it anymore, so you have to start watching it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god,
in secret.
Yeah, exactly. Not that we do these things as parents, but
No, not at all.
Nope. Not here. Well, hey, not Arf. Thanks for sharing your life with us, brother. We appreciate it.
Anytime. I've really enjoyed it.
Now the fun part comes. Hazel, it's time. It's time! Yeah, it was a poor rendition of that. So anyway, it's time for the speed run. So we're going to do that right after this.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Ginseng Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
Okay, listeners, this segment is called the speed run. This is where we have a database of over 250 randomly asked questions, and Not Arf here is going to have 90 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and at the end of the year, the guest with the most answers will win a prize and the title of 2021 Speedrun Champion. The questions are randomly asked, so no one can memorize the order, and just answer whatever quickly comes to mind. Tonight I'm going to ask the questions randomly from the list. Hazel is our timekeeper and quality control expert. In the event of a questionable answer, Hazel's decision will be final. Agent H is still our current leader at 34. So Not Arf. You ready to do this, man?
I am, but before we start, can I ask what
oh God.
Titan parody Night Demon and Respawn got?
I will tell you this. They haven't been on yet for 2021, but I can tell you what 2020 they did.
Well, the other thing too is, well, we won't tell you that, but go for it. Gator.
I'm looking it up. I'm pulling the document up.
Yep.
What were you going to say, Hazel?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. I'm gonna,
Okay. Let's see.
I'm aware you've changed it up slightly for 2021.
Yeah, we have changed it up. So yeah, it was based on 60 seconds in 2020. I'll tell you I'll tell you what they did though.
I was gonna message him to say don't tell him the time. That way he doesn't have the pressure.
Night Demon did 22. Parody did 25. Mm-hmm. And Respawn did 21. That was in 60 seconds.
We rigged Respawns. But, yeah.
We did. We gave him every we gave him every long form question we had.
Yeah.
It was so, you know what's funny is he just ran right with it. I mean, he did 21. I mean, he only did one lesson in Night Demon, and we gave him all the long form questions.
Yep.
So, It was
Yeah, I'm
good.
pretty sure he would have been like 27. Maybe.
Nice.
I think it would have been. So, well, basically what's going to happen here, Not Arf, is you're going to set the standard for the other three when they come on later this year.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
no pressure. All right, Hazel, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Hunter.
Coffee or tea?
Both.
Void, Solar, Arc, or Stasis?
Solar.
Drifter, Evil, yes or no?
No.
Taking King or Forsaken?
Forsaken.
Thick or skinny fries?
Thick.
Freelance solo strikes, yes or no?
You've gone. I've lost you.
Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Freelance solo strikes, yes or no?
Yes.
If you could take any famous person to dinner, who would it be?
Patrick Stewart.
Gold or silver?
Gold.
Anna Bray or Ada 1?
801.
T-spawn or respawn?
Respawn.
If you had more time, what would you do with it?
Sure.
Beatles or Led Zeppelin?
Beatles.
Respawn, Night Demon, or Parody?
Uh-oh.
It's got to be Demon.
Manual or auto gearbox?
Annual.
What is your favorite Destiny planet?
Nessus.
Who do you prefer, Uldren or Crow?
Crow.
Europa, yay or nay?
Yay.
Who would win in a battle, Mindbender or the Machinist? Did you hear it?
Mindbender.
Okay. Do you play Iron Banner?
No.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Ice Cream Man.
Resolution
There
or
we go.
frames per second?
Resolution.
Is that it, Hazel?
Yeah, we had like 2 questions ago, but I mean,
We had some
Okay.
we had some
Yeah, we had that-
we had some
yeah, we had that
communication issues.
technical issue. Yeah.
Yeah, so we gave you a couple more questions.
Yep.
Not bad.
Oh, thank you.
Not bad. Hazel, how many's he got?
22.
Not bad. Not bad. I think we had a communications breakdown.
Yep.
Reminds me of the song.
You went quiet for a
Yeah.
little bit there.
Yeah, I don't understand why. That's just connections, man. That's what happens when we're trying to talk across an ocean. So we gave you
Yeah, it does, yeah.
we gave you a couple
It's just
extra
when it-
questions.
When it went quiet there, the competitive side of me went, no!
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, we make it up to you. We do make it up to you, though.
We try to make it even the best we can. That's Hazel's decision. So good deal.
Yeah,
Well, 22. Hey, they still have to break that. So
exactly.
yeah. And Night Demon will probably have the same communication issues you do today. So
Possibly.
yeah. Well, hey, listeners out there, I got a question for you. Do you have a great speedrun question? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them in our speedrun question ideas channel. Yep, we're doing it again. We'll add them for next year's speedrun 2022. Just remember that they need to be yes or no, 1 or 2 word answers. Either or questions will also be accepted. And at the end of the year, we're having a drawing for a $25 gift card of your choice for 2 lucky people. And you can enter up to 5 questions to go into the drawing. So good luck. All right. I believe it is time for This Week at Bungie. All right. Not Arf is going to be doing a lore segment for us, so while we sent him off to get ready for that, let's do the TWAB. The second week of Season of the Chosen. Hazel, what's going on with the TWAB this week, man?
All right. So, for this week at Bungie, this week, what we're getting is they talked about the mission that dropped on Tuesday. And aside from that, next week is going to be the return of Lord Salad Man. And he's bringing with him an SMG and the sweet, sweet Time-Worn Pulse. So I'm looking forward to those. And aside from that, there's some shit that's broken, shit that's going to get fixed, and some movies and some art. And that's pretty much it. So, Gator, what do you think about the Iron Banner weapons?
Wow, I think that was the fastest TWAB. It's close. We did have one faster. Yeah, it was light this week, folks, is what I'm trying to say. I think what they did this week spoke for itself. Iron Banner weapons, I'm excited for the fast firing pulse rifle. I'm not real excited about this new perk they're giving us. Iron Reach, it massively increases range with the trade-off of decreased stability. The stability on the I think it's a Time-Worn Spire. I think
Time-Worn Spire.
Yeah, that rifle already has like minimal. I mean, it's all over the place already. I don't know if that's going to be worth it on that pulse rifle. If I get that on that, I might just dismantle it.
Yeah, but you already have a messenger, so you don't need shit else. So
we'll talk about that. Yeah. Well, hell, why don't we talk about it? You know, what we did this last week, because
yeah,
I know Notarf is going to talk about it too with us, but we myself, I have to give credit here. Myself, Des Raven, God bless his soul, and Warcry and Larman Kentucky, we all kind of rotated in and out. And I got my 3 cards done on 3 different characters on trials this week, and started out really pretty good. And the salt kept building and building and building, and you know, if it was
damn stasis.
I mean, let's just say I didn't. Yep, it's the ice show. That's going to be my new tagline for 2021. We came across some really close, really evenly matched games that made me want to come back and play more trials.
Ooh.
And then when you were just feeling good about that, you'd get the stomping team coming in that would shut you down, 5-0 and gone. So that kind of takes the wind out of your sails. But I did get 3 of the messenger pulse rifles. The first one I got had celerity, which is when your last member of the fire team, you get more damage and reload or handling.
Yeah.
That's really not going to help me much unless I'm playing 3s. But I did get another one with Head Seeker and the one that the Yin and Yang one, the one that I'm just speaking from the cuff
Zen
here.
Moment?
Yes, thank you. Zen Moment and Head Seeker, and that one was okay. But the one I finally on my last game. In fact, I streamed all this, so it's on our channel. But on my 3rd game, I got a messenger god roll. I got chambered compensator, extended mag, rapid hit, and desperado. And I have a range masterwork on it. So I have a range of 78, stability of 68, handling of 33, reload speed 26, aim assist is 37. Not real high aim assist on this gun, but you don't need it when you have desperado procced. So yeah, Gator's gonna have fun in the Crucible. But yeah, it was an interesting weekend. My blood pressure got up there a little bit, but overall, everyone got their messengers. So and I think Warcry got a rapid hit desperado roll as well. So
damn,
on Monday night, yeah. So what have you been up to this week?
Well, I didn't get into the messenger hunt, but I did go to Japan. So I was in Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yes, it was fantastic. I love this game. I think I picked the wrong time to start it because everything about it is fantastic. It reminds me of like what a good video game really, really, truly is. No offense to Destiny, but so in the game, basically you're a samurai and you go around and you are fighting the Mongols. And the thing about it is that you can't go maybe like 2 to 3 minutes without seeing something that reminds you that, that the Mongols are the villains.
Okay.
You'll see like a family butchered along the side of the road.
Oh, shit.
You'll see, like just villages burning. You'll just see like random things that are just like, holy fuck, like they string people up it's just all of this stuff that's just like, wow, I really want to like, like this justifies everything I'm doing to these people. And it made me kind of wonder though. I'm like, why do you know why we fight the Cabal, the Vex, the Fallen?
Nope. Just point my gun that way and shoot them.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we have no reason to think about it. It's just like, oh, it's what we do. But I miss that. I miss knowing why we're fighting people. Now I'm sure that the lore hounds like Arf will be like, hey, this is why we're fighting them, and this is why, But for the most part, I think the Fallen are fighting us, not really we're fighting them. We're just kind of like,
we're defenders.
They're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fighting us because they want to take back, the challenger, the champion. No, wow. It's only the main symbol for Destiny. We do Destiny. We do Destiny good. Yeah.
The Traveler. The Traveler.
Yes.
They're trying to gain favor with the Traveler's Light again.
Yeah, exactly, because they lost it. Right. The Cabal, I guess, are still trying to get it again.
Oh, the Cabal.
Who fucking knows?
The only thing I learned.
I'm not talking about Keitel. I'm not talking about her.
No. The only thing. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still
okay.
here.
You dropped off really quick. I was making sure. The one thing I do remember when I played Destiny 1, when we went to Mars, that first mission, and the ghost was telling you about how the Cabal don't. All I know is they don't. All they do is just destroy planets. They just go from planet to planet, destroying and taking them over. So that would be a reason enough for me to kick some ass. But other than that,
that's more defense, though.
We're defenders. Yeah, we're defending the Earth. Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe that's the plot, but I mean, it just kind of seems like, well, then why are we on other planets then? I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing stones here, but it's just one of those things that in Ghost of Tsushima, like every minute is a reminder about why we're fighting in the game. Because aside from that, I'm playing on my flute, I'm, riding a horse, I'm chasing foxes, I'm doing just random shit. But yeah, it's a really good game. It makes me I think it's a good segue to use this and the story in the game to the Presage mission. I guess it's Presage or Presage.
I don't know how you say it, but yeah.
But yeah, that's the mission that was just released. On Tuesday.
And hopefully Not Arf can explain what's going on in here. I mean, it has a really cool ending. But what did you think of it? I mean, you've run it a few times. What did you think? Did you solo it or did you go with a group? How'd you do it?
Oh, I went in solo and blind. I mean, I had my headphones on and there were so many noises.
Oh my God. Like the creaks and scurries and the metal freaked me out. I had my good earbuds on and I was like, wow.
Yep. It was top notch across the board. And I mean, every minute of this, I was just like, why can't all of Destiny be this way?
It was really well put together. It was a great story. And then, go ahead. You were continuing with what your thought here. I don't want to interrupt.
I mean, I did though. I went through blind. I did not know anything about it. I stood at the door for maybe 5 minutes trying to get it to open, punching everything. Nothing was opening. So I was just like, okay, well, let me try something else.
Typical Titan, just punching.
Pretty much. Although I'm a hunter now.
You're throwing your knives at it. I got you.
Well, yeah, exactly. My shurikens.
Yep.
Stasis, buddy, for the win.
Oh, brother.
So, but yeah, I mean, I loved it all. Jumping through, the little jumping puzzles, the little compactor part, that was fun.
Oh my God. Was that a throwback or what?
It was. I loved it. I loved all the mechanics, basically. I mean, the one mechanic, with like the goo that all right.
I got to ask you, did you get through the compactor on the first try?
Hell no.
No, those screams, man, they just keep coming at you and you're like, dude, I got to do something. Get out of my way. I got to shoot some stuff. And then you run out. And once the walls close in, it's too late. You can't even see those areas anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And then I opened up the one that was actually the one you're supposed to go down. But I'm like, okay, well, how the hell do I open it? And then I shot the one thing and then I shot the other. And I'm just like, oh, I get it.
I've run it 4 times. I haven't done it on the first try yet. Because the second time you run through, they say, okay, they take away the screeps and then you can easily do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I figured it out on my third or fourth try, and then I think I got them all on like my third or fourth try.
I'm purposely being vague because I don't want to be too spoilery here because some people haven't run it yet. But
of course,
the trash compactor, you'll know when you see it. You'll be like, Star Wars! Oh
when
my
you're
God!
in it,
Yes!
When you're in it, you're gonna be like, oh, hey, this is that thing.
Yeah, it's so great. It's so great. I mean, well done, Bungie. That was awesome. So how did it from there on? How was your experience?
Oh man, it was pretty cool actually. I mean, besides that, I think I only died like 3 times maybe. So it was I mean, it wasn't, and I was like, I'm only 1270, 1274 or something like that.
I ran it at 1240 on one of my characters. Oof. And still was able to do it. At 1230 is the light level, by the way, 1230.
Right. So yeah, but I mean, that's the thing is that it was good. It was fun. It was challenging. I pretty much dug all the mechanics. I mean, it was great to go into something and not know anything about it and then try to figure it out from there. Yeah. And there was one part where I was tempted to get a video and I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it.
I'm sorry. I folded. I had to. I was just telling you the other day, I get really frustrated on puzzle stuff. If I don't get it right away, or if, I'll give it a good try and then I'll just go F it. I'll look it up and just get through it. And there's one part I had to do that.
It was the last part
before the boss.
I was just like, yep, exactly. And that was the part I was just like, I don't fucking get this.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, you know what though? I'm going to start over. I'm going to go back to the beginning, and then I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to go piece by piece and see what I missed.
If I would have stuck in there, I probably would have gotten it too.
Yeah. But I did though. I went back to the beginning. I walked through it all, and I was just like, I found it. Nice. And then I went into the boss, and I loved that. I think Mitchie Slaps chimed in and goes like, "Hey Bungie," I think I saw him on Twitter. He's like, "Hey Bungie," he's like, "Nice job with the ring outside of the zone, right? That you can plant the flag in,
right? Because you can't come back to it. You can't
exactly.
Back. You get a one shot, buddy. One shot."
Yep, I loved it. I was just like, "This is fun." I mean, because there's like an actual sense of hey, I need to really like get my shots and not die.
Yeah.
So what about you, man?
Yep. I did it solo the first time, and I had video ready. I had it queued up, and I was just going to fast forward to where part I needed help with. And the one thing I like about this puzzle, this story mission, is you can do it solo. There's no barrier champions running at you where you're like, I don't have enough space, and die, get frustrated and leave. And there's a couple friends of mine that just said, I think Deathstroke said he was soloing it and he was time crunched, so he finally just bailed on the last part. But no, I did it blind. I know you have been proud of me. I did it blind, and I got the basic premise of how everything's supposed to work.
Exactly, right.
But as far as the specifics, I said, all right, let's go find out how to do it. And the sounds, the screebs or whatever, we're going through the duct work or whatever, and then you'd have all of a sudden you just have a big, like something big and massive moving or shifting, and you don't know where the hell it's coming from. Yeah. And you don't know if it's a door or an actual enemy, or you don't know, and you're like wondering. And of course it's in stereo surround, so you're like, was that over there? And you're looking around and you're like, okay, nothing's coming at me yet. So yeah, I got through it. I did have to finally, that last puzzle part before the boss, I had to take a peek at good old Rick Cackus, and love him or hate him, Rick Cackus. I've watched guides from all kinds of YouTubers out there. Rick Cackus lays it out really simply and explains it so well that I know people give him guff and crap for his little intro lines and stuff, but he really does make good guides. And it's no disrespect to the other YouTubers out there, but I always go back to Rick Cackus's videos because of the way he presents them. I guess it's for us old people. We can put our readers on and figure out how to do it. But he just does a really thorough job. And his camera work, his slow motion details and stuff. Yeah. He circles stuff on the map. You can see it and you don't miss it. He just does a really good job. Anyway, I got to the final boss, and holy shit. The boss fight is epic, and I didn't know what to do at first, but once you start killing stuff, you see some flashing lights and stuff, you figure out what to do. And
the boss fight could have been better, though.
I don't think so, dude. It was scary as hell.
It could have been a whole lot better because I mean, I found a neat way to cheese it, and I kept cheesing it the entire time, and I'm just like,
is it hanging off that duct in the drop down?
No,
Okay.
I'm not like that.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I was basically hopping from area to area.
Yeah.
And just like sniping. And then at one point I was just like, you know what? I'm going to switch. And I put on Anarchy. And I was just like, oh my God, this is nasty.
Oh boy. Yep. Your new toy. That's your new toy.
Yeah, exactly. It is a good toy.
Well, I didn't use Anarchy, but on the last boss fight took me a full hour because I know, you know what? No, I'll give everybody a little tip here. When you drop down to fight the boss, that's not giving away too much. The tubing duct behind you is curved over you purposely so you'll get stuck on it when you're trying to jump up. I don't know how many times I said the F word, slam my controller down because I had to start all over again because I couldn't fly up. I kept hitting that ductwork. So just an important tip, go forward just a little bit and look up and then be able to just easily jump up and make sure you spend the time to do that right. Otherwise you'll get caught there and spend a whole hour killing the boss. And it was an epic boss fight. He pretty
much one-shots you against the wall, and then you die.
Well, he would either slam me with a ball and the ball chain, or the fire would just burn me while I'm sitting there trying to jump and keep hitting my head on that stupid ductwork. So, important tip, guys: when you're at the boss, go fall down, but then go forward just a little bit and look up and make sure you're out of the way of that duct because that duct will bump your head every time, and you'll be cussing and throwing your controller and. But man, what a fight! What a great fight.
And that ending as well.
Oh, the ending, we won't give away anything here, but man, you leave that area and go out to another area and it's the ending is epic, and I'm hoping Not Arf can explain what that's about. I kind of know.
Well, I mean, I pretty much followed.
Now, did you hear some of the quotations at the end there that sounded like a certain person who might be passed away?
I heard like a whisper.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly who that was, but you'll have to message me about that. I will. I was halfway like talking to my wife and trying to finish this up, and I was like, "What the hell is that whisper?"
I get it. I get it. Yeah,
I didn't want to like tell my wife like shh. I said,
"Son of a bitch, was that who I thought it was? Just spoke." I'll message it to you because I want the players to experience it too. But just listen to the whispers at the end. Listen to the whispers at the end.
Yep. And I do have a complaint though.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay. So I found a lot of the tablets. I found a couple callus heads as well.
Yeah, but you couldn't scan them.
Why the fuck not?
Because they're going to do it later, probably.
I don't give a shit about later. I want the shit now. I found it.
Time gated, baby. They want you to come back and play it some more.
Well, that's enough to piss me off right there. Don't put the shit in there if they're not going to be able for me to collect it.
And I was like, man, that's a nice tablet. What? Oh, I can't do anything with it. Okay. And then I saw a ghost. Exactly. Saw a ghost. I was like, okay, what do I?
Yep, I saw the ghost too.
Well, let me scan the ghost.
It pissed me off. I'm like, oh, hey, it's a ghost. I'm like, oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah. So,
and then I'm like, oh, hey, it's a callus head. I wonder what I can do with it. Oh, wait, fuck all, because I can't do anything else with anything else.
No, it didn't work. No, you couldn't scan or anything. I'm sure there might be a harder version coming out, maybe a heroic version.
Oh, I'm sure. I think this is the new, the new flavor at Bungie at the moment.
Well, okay, let's talk about the gun. The gun is called Dead Man's Hand. It's a Dead Man's Tail. Dead Man's Tail. You're right. It's a 130 scout rifle, I believe.
120, I think.
I'm at the gunsmith here. Let me look it up real quick. Popular guns. There we go. Dead Man's Tail. It is. Well, we'll just go over it real quick. I have the stats in front of me here. It has an impact of 67, range of 64, stability 37, handling 55, reload speed 55, aim assistance is 60, zoom is only 18, which makes it great for close encounters. Has a recoil direction of 89, 120 round per minute gun, and it has
Score 1 for Hazel.
Yep, 14 in the mag, and that's base stats, folks. Base stats.
Yep, and this will have a random roll on it.
Yep. The first gun you get, be like the Hawkmoon. The first Hawkmoon you get, it'll have a question mark. I got subsistence on every one of my random rolls. I don't know about you. Mm. Did you get yours yet?
No, I haven't done a random roll yet. So
yeah, subsistence every roll. And from what I heard, Cool Guy said that I believe fitted stock or chamber compensator were the two you wanted for the maximum, I guess, recoil direction, aim assist. So I didn't get that. I got composite stock and I think corkscrew rifling. So I have gives me something to come back to every week. But overall, Hayes, I would see when I ran Larry, Larman, Kentucky, Warcry, and myself through it. That last time we went into Crucible and played Showdown because that's one of the challenges this week. And my God, dude, this gun smokes people. And here's the thing. Yeah. You know how you fire a scout rifle and if more you fire it, the more it raises up? Mm-hmm. This gun, when you fire it, it will not raise up. It goes right back to target every time you fire it, no matter how fast. It is deadly, dude. You can 3-tap people easy with this gun.
Yeah, the other thing though is that about it, like the perk, is that for each precision hit you get, it increases the damage.
Yeah, and then did you hear that little sound it makes? The little when you that's not gonna come across audio wise very well, but it has the old Western whistle when you proc it, when you proc cranial spike. Yeah, chaining precision hits grants bonus damage and quickens reload speed, and it makes a little noise when you reach that, when you chain enough of them, I guess. But
that's awesome. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I really like it. I mean, I went through the the battleground, and I was just like wailing on a couple of like the yellow bars with the big like missiles on their back, and I'm just like ding 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 and getting 10,000 per shot. It's just like so much fun.
I'm looking at the catalyst here. It looks like it's going to be a lot like the Hawkmoon catalyst, because it says you're opening hidden caches during the presage exotic quest will unlock this objective faster. But what you have to do is just defeat combatants using the weapon to unlock the upgrade. But the upgrade, it does not say what the upgrade is. Will generate orbs. Take that. Of course, it generates orbs. Number of masterwork also reduction capabilities. It doesn't say. It's not showing on gunsmith.com, at least. D2 Gunsmith. Anyway.
So I have a thought, though.
Yeah.
So because I'm imagining, I don't know how realistic this is, but I'm imagining Bungie maybe doing this. So I think they're going to do this for these 2 seasons. Last season it was Hawkmoon. This season it's this. Next season will be Vogue.
Yeah.
Vault of Glass.
Vex Mythoclast.
Do what?
Vex Mythoclast.
Maybe, yeah. And then the season after that, isn't it now?
Yeah, there'll be 4 seasons.
Yeah, so the season after that then would be maybe another
Guardian game. Guardian games will be 3rd season, right?
Yeah.
It's last season. I don't know.
No, Guardian games is this season.
Oh shit! It is. It's later this season.
Yeah,
that's right.
But no, you're thinking of Solstice.
Oh, right. Maybe that is.
Yeah, Solstice is next season.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
But, and then I'm imagining maybe another dungeon for the last season.
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think about this, the way this is set up here?
I love it. I love it.
You love it?
I mean, I still haven't finished the Hawkmoon feathers to get the ship yet because I'm so busy doing other things like Battlegrounds and all the other stuff for the season that's come out. And I don't know. I don't know about you, but this season has kept me busy, man. There's a lot to do this season. I don't know. The first season was kind of like a dud to me. I mean, it was okay, but the first season didn't really get me enthused about anything. But now we've got the weekly challenges. And even Kingsley said he was loving, from Guardian Hub, said he was loving those weekly challenges. I said, I told you guys. And, so you unlock, there's a lot of stuff to unlock, a lot of table, trees and stuff. I don't know. I like it. I like how it gives you, when I log on, I can go, okay, I can go do Battlegrounds. I can go run strikes to try to get the new weapons. I can go play Crucible, get the new sniper rifle, and there's some other guns they're dropping in strikes too. Yeah. They have it seems like there's a lot of things to go after this season.
Well, the thing that I mean, for somebody hasn't put in much time this season so far, just because I've been playing other games, well, one other game.
All right.
Let's
do the check. What's your season pass?
I think I'm only at like 20 or 21, I think. So I haven't made much progress this week just because I've been, like, again, in Japan. So, what about you?
Let's see, I am at 74.
74.
Hey, Mo blew me away.
Mo is already at. He hit 100 like at the end of the week.
All right, we can just say Mo is a cyborg, okay? We love you, Mo. We love you.
Yep, definitely. I'm just jealous of you, Mo.
We're jealous because however way you're figuring it out, getting it done faster is annoying me.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's all bounties. I'm like 99% sure because of his name.
I'm doing a lot of bounties too, but
his name on
Mo Bounty. No, what's it? Bounty Goblin? Mo Bounty Goblin.
Bounty Goblin. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, this season is exciting, man. I mean, I don't think anybody's been speaking ill of it. I mean, there's lots of stuff. I mean, they hit us with this exotic bounty really early in the season. I think earlier than Hawkmoon was. You know.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they release the random rolls maybe in like 2 weeks, maybe. Just to, maybe like an in-between time period in like the calendar, maybe like where there's nothing going on, like
right.
Hit us with it then just to keep it kind of lively. But I think they waited too long with the Hawkmoon though.
I think they did because I haven't finished the mission to get the feathers to get the ship because I ran out of time.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's this new presage or whatever they call it. See, that's the difference between this mission and last season's mission, because try soloing the Hawkmoon mission by yourself. You've got barrier champions, unstoppable champions. You got vandals that are sniping you at distances you can't find or hit quick enough.
Well, you didn't have that the first time, though. The first time through, you didn't have that.
I did. I mean,
not the first time.
No, yeah, but it was still, I tried to solo it the first time and I got hung up at the last part. I kept getting burnt. There was no place to really hide and there was a little bit of a cheesy area, but it didn't last very long. And I finally did it with a group. But that's what I love about this mission, man. I can go run anytime I want. If there's nobody's on, I can just go run it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though, is they're going to make that, that next random, the next version of it. And it is going to have champions and it's going to have all that stuff.
You're probably right. Yeah.
So, yeah. But I don't know.
All right. Well,
it's interesting, though. I mean, I just don't know if I like the way they're doing things with this whole kind of.
You don't like it?
Hey, we're going to give you a little taste and then, we'll hit you with it later. Don't worry. That kind of thing.
Right.
It's like a drug dealer. Well. But all that being said, do you have any other thoughts about the mission or Iron Banner coming up?
I'm looking forward to Iron Banner. I think I'm at 1290, but without my artifact, I'm probably like 1280. So, I'll be at least competitive. I'm sure there'll be... Dude, we were playing Trials. There were people at 1305 raw score playing Trials. Oh, yeah. And you know what? We just jumped off the map because we couldn't kill them. They would one shot us, and we had to empty our clip in them, so we just jumped off. I mean, why waste the time?
Yep. Well, here's the other thing too: is that I really like about this season is that everybody basically, in a way, if you think about it, everybody gets the exotic.
Yeah. Sure.
Everybody has an equal chance of getting it.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that I really like about it, though, is that this season isn't really about the exotics. To me, this season is more about getting your God rolled bottom dollar, a messenger. It's getting the legendaries. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot to, they weren't kidding. Last season, there wasn't a whole lot to pursue. I was really getting down on sunsetting weapons and stuff. And this season, I still don't like sunsetting, for the record. I don't think you should rent your weapons. I think you should be able to do whatever you want with them and carry them with you, however many years you play Destiny 2. Well,
you can.
Yeah, but just to play non-powerful events. And let's face it, the power cap keeps creeping up, and even the enemies on regular patrol areas creep up in power too. I will say this: I love this. I love the new presage. But the one thing I did want to let everybody know before we moved on was you get one random roll run, and that's it per account. That's it. So once you run your initial mission, you can run it one more time and get a random roll. But after that, you have to wait till next week to get another run at it. You can run it as many times as you want if you want to help people, and like I said, that's why I've run it several times. But just letting you know, you only get that random roll gun one time, and you don't get the gun in the following ones. It's just a run for. I think you get lore pages though. You start unlocking lore page. There's lore pages that you can complete. So maybe there's a reason to run it, even though you won't get the reward. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I did get a lore page for running it, even though I already got the weapon.
Yeah, I like it.
So
well, so it seems like Destiny is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
and so we're going to continue on with the Destiny is Dead theme, and
okay.
Yep. In case anybody didn't watch the video from Wish You Luck or Sir Demetrius or anybody else that came out with a video,
I bought that
said Destiny's Dead, aka Gator.
Yeah, I admit I believed in Wish because Wish has had really good leaks.
Yep, and by the way, speaking of leaks, this made me absolutely giddy. Apparently, it's all been misinformation.
What?
Yes.
They've been purposely feeding people?
Yes. Even Dado, he commented on Paul Tassie's tweet and he's like, and this really fucking pisses me off. Or he says something like that, using those words. And basically that he was told that Destiny is basically run by a skeleton crew and things like this. Well, all of that being said, apparently if they are on a skeleton crew, well, Bungie prepares for future growth in 2021, and they are increasing the size of their office buildings. They're actually getting a new building in, where is it?
It's going to be in the same city in Washington, Bellevue.
No, I'm talking about the one across the seas.
I think it was going to be in Amsterdam. Yep, they're international now.
Yeah, exactly. But really, though, I mean, and they're adding basically a lot more people. They're adding some CEOs, board members, things like this. But the more important thing to me is not really that they're adding these people, but who they're adding and the experience that they bring.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing just to say, hey, we're going to hire people. They're going to promote people, things like this. Like Luke Smith got a promotion. Mark Noseworthy got a promotion. And
well, okay, let's explain this promotion. Okay. So Noseworthy and Luke Smith are like in charge of the Destiny universe now. Didn't we key that term in our description? We love everything in the Destiny universe.
Whoa.
What? No, I'm not copywriting.
Whoa. Okay, put it back in your pants, man.
All right.
So, okay. So, yes. So, they specifically use the term Destiny Universe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Gator, put it back in your pants.
All right,
it's not
fine.
What you think, okay?
It's in my pants.
Good. I'm glad. Okay. We're not, you're not in bed yet. So, you don't need to sleep commando or do this podcast commando. So, with this, so the Destiny universe.
Yes.
So all that being said, what they're actually, I believe that they're doing, which seems to be all signs point to this, is that they are going to be doing, according to the Destiny universe and the definition of that, is they are going to take things. Where the hell is that line?
Well, this is the sentence that really perked up my antennae, and it said they're increasing Bungie's footprint from 84,000 square foot to more than 208,000. That's just about triple. In addition to building state-of-the-art facilities to support the growth and development of their talented employees, one of their primary drivers of Bungie's expansion is to increase the commitment to long-term development of Destiny 2, to tell new stories in the Destiny universe, and create entirely new worlds in the to-be-announced IPs. Wow.
Yeah,
What a sentence.
I mean, okay, I get it. I mean,
Destiny's dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's dead. FYI, you heard it here first. Destiny's dead. Actually, you heard it here last. Because FYI, it's not dead.
Destiny's not dead. No.
It's still going strong. It's got a nice hit of Viagra. We're going.
Wait a minute now. Does that mean we got to do this podcast for like 5 more years?
Seemingly.
Oh my God! I hope I'm alive by then. All right.
Well, we're gonna have to get some more clan members or something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some more talent. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, please, if you're interested in becoming a talent for us, reach out to our interns.
Yes,
let's do that.
Yes.
So, let's not bring them back.
You mentioned them.
Can we edit that out?
No.
Fuck. All right. So, now, okay, I'm trying to find the part here that absolutely got me giddy. So. Okay, I'm going to spend the rest of the show looking for this, but the part basically mentions that pretty much they're going to be doing like Destiny in other media. So they're going to be doing, here it is. So Mark Noseworthy and Luke Smith from the Destiny universe to oversee and prepare for the expansion of the Destiny universe into additional media. So that means movies, books, hopefully TV shows, shit like that.
Fantastic.
The shit that we've all been asking for, and now they're actually like, hey, maybe we can do this.
Well, we all know that the Bungie writers are fantastic. They have such great imagination. I've read all 3 lore books now, and my God, they're done so well.
Yeah, mine are collecting dust, but I do have them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then Justin Truman, GM for Destiny 2, takes over the successful as the...
he's taking Luke Smith's old job, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm kind of bummed about because I was really hoping it was going to be Joe
Golgroth.
Yeah, well, not really Golgroth.
That's what his Twitter name is. I keep calling him Golgroth.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's part of the reward team though. So
I know, but he's the front facing guy though.
Yeah. But Justin Truman. He's been really involved and done great things for Destiny 2. So,
well, I tried to look him up to see what he did, and I can't really find too much about him.
He's been in some of the Vidocs.
Yeah, but my thing though is, I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how long Joe stays. I hope he stays a long time.
I got you.
But I just hope there's no ill will about this. So.
I don't. All I can think of is for anybody who works for Bungie right now, your stock is rising because I mean there's some infusion of money into this company right now. I mean, we're talking about they talked about the building being a collaborative, quote, neighborhoods built to support the spirit of deeply integrated creative collaboration that defined Bungie's success, and a hybrid workforce of both remote and on-site staff. I can't read. That is, dude, that's high level, man. I mean,
well, all it is basically like, they're just making it so that they're trying to break down like cubicles and things like that.
They want it more, yeah.
Yeah, because if you've ever watched the Vidocs, it kind of looks like they're like in mission control at fucking NASA.
It's fantastic, man. I love the look at that studio, the old one even.
Yeah, but that's what I mean though, is that it's all kind of like in rows and things like this.
Oh, I see what you mean.
But this is going to be more of, hey, it's going to be like there's going to be no cubicles. It's going to be all just open. I'm guessing. Things like that.
So I'm guessing if they're talking about a neighborhoods, they're going to have like multiple teams, and the teams are all going to be working on different projects all in the same building. That's pretty cool, man.
Well, or remote or on-site.
Well, both, yeah. Those are probably supplemental, whether they're on-site or... But I'll tell you what, man, for all the COVID crap going around in the world right now, they haven't missed a beat. I don't think so.
You've said yourself that they're giving them a pass.
I did give them a pass, but they didn't.
The other thing.
Apparently, they didn't need a pass. So,
well, apparently they did because the arrival lasted like 6 fucking months.
You know what's funny is just a few weeks ago, everyone was doom and gloom about Bungie, and now we're all like this.
Even my co-host.
Yeah, and hey, the videos are bringing me down too because I watch those videos. I mean, I want to listen to what everybody's talking about in the community. I mean, I feel like I represent everybody, so I want to get everyone's take on it. And You know, I was bumming out, man. I was like, God, please don't let it be a skeleton crew. Come on, Bungie.
Yeah, it was all I could do not to like tweet and at like Sir Demetrius and wish you luck.
Yeah.
And Datto and just all these people and go like, hey, FYI, Bungie's dead. Here you go. And then he paste the other. And I mean, it's like, you know, nobody knows. It's like, come on now. And the only people that do know aren't telling you. So quit stirring up shit and just play the game.
I guess the moral of the story is don't worry. Bungie's got this. Bungie says, hold my beer. We got this. Let's go. Just settle down, children. Settle down. Everything's going to be fine. We got a plan. So, I mean, the fact that they're building this is what got my antenna going too, is if you notice when the building is going to be complete and they're moving into it, it's at the end.
2022. It's
the end of what? Lightfall, right?
No, it's the end of the Witch Queen.
So we'll be going into Lightfall?
It's the end of Lightfall. It's the end of Lightfall.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So what that tells me, Hazel, is that after Lightfall, it's not going to be the end of Bungie or Destiny 2. Bungie. It's not going to be the end of Destiny 2. They're going to continue on after Lightfall. So remember they laid out, they seem to do everything in threes. So they laid out the next three expansions, which they never really do. I don't think that's the first time they've ever done that, is lay out the exact expansions that are coming up. But what that tells me is there's plans to go even maybe 3 more years after that. So like I said, we may be here for another 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. I think the speculation is like 4 to 5 more, basically 4 to 5 years total.
You know, if we have 2 listeners, I'll still do it every week.
Yeah, same here, man.
If everyone's tired of hearing my ass, I don't care. I love Destiny, man.
It's the fucking ice show.
It is the ice show. They better come up with some decay that can counter it, because I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, then everybody's going to be bitching about decay and go like, this is worse than ice show. But yeah. So.
I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Maybe that'll be an intro one day. I'll be like, hello, boys and girls.
Get off my lawn.
I'm Old Man Gator. All right.
5 years, I'm going to be old, man. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Hope I live to see Destiny finish. All right.
Fuck.
All right. Anything else we need to add here? That they blew that story out this morning before
Actually,
the swab.
That came out yesterday.
No, it came out. Oh
no, it came out yesterday
because
yeah, you messaged me this morning and said, "Hey, did you see the news about Bungie?" And I was just like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
I thought it was just posted this morning.
It was on their website.
We're recording on a Thursday, by the way, just so everyone knows the day the swab comes out.
Yep. But you messaged me and said, "Hey, check out the Bungie news," and you were talking about something else, actually. I think because you messaged me before they even released this.
I know. I just messaged you and said, "Did you hear what Bungie's up to, or what they announced, or I don't know let me look back here. What did I?
But I Googled it, and then I found out that they released that. Like there was like some business review that actually posted the article about it and things like this. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's big news. And yeah, I don't think we were talking about the same things though.
Okay.
So yeah, but yeah, it came out yesterday, but they didn't release it, I guess, officially to the public until today.
Yeah. People were speculating that because they made that announcement about the future of Destiny, that the director's cut was coming out, but apparently it's not coming out yet.
Yes,
so
that's what you thought.
We're still waiting.
No,
I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to hear it.
No, that director's cut, I'm fully anticipating that to be released this coming week, or the next weekend.
Think so? So they're laying the foundation first.
Exactly. So basically they're saying that, hey, you know, anybody who's got a keen eye and keen to, hyperbole is going to assume that Destiny's going to be around for another, 5 years. So
I hope Luke Smith talks about it. I know I'm still not allowed over at his house, but that's all right.
Yeah. His lightsaber and all. So.
Oh God.
But yeah, so I'm fully anticipating that to be released this week.
I cannot wait.
This coming week.
I mean, we're so hungry for information. It's crazy, man. I mean, we are insatiable as a gaming community. We cannot get enough information. We cannot get enough loot. We can't get enough of anything. We just want more. Can I have more, please? It's that. Yeah. That's the end. That's the community. We always want more. I mean, just enjoy the game, man. Have fun.
Wow, can we clip this and play it back for Gator whenever he starts?
Whenever I'm on my down weeks.
Exactly.
Hold on, Gator. I got something for you. Yeah, I'll clip that. I'll save it for later. I mean, lots of movement in the company. They did add some board of directors too, some big names too.
Yeah, people from like Viacom and I mean, just some like serious people. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And of course, there's some people from NetEase on the board. So
yeah, but that's what you get with $100 million.
Yeah,
so
you buy seats. Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not going to fault them too much for that, but yeah. So I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see where they go with it. So from here,
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it has basically put my fears to rest as far as a dead Destiny or Destiny being, what do they call it? Sunsetted. And then the next game comes out and takes it over. So now I know, at least from what I can infer from this message and this announcement, that Lightfall isn't the last of Destiny 2.
That seems to be the case. So here's hoping that they don't screw that up, and that's the thing there.
And it seems like my dream that I had when Luke Smith was talking to me is starting to come true here. We're talking about Destiny Universe now.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, you know what? We'll just stay tuned and see. Old Gator's going to get some popcorn, and we'll just sit back and watch how this all plays out.
Yep, with a controller in our hands.
Yep, exactly. All right. Was there any other news? Anything else we want to talk about here before we move on?
Nope. That would be it.
All right. Well, I believe it is time for a little special lore segment that Mr. Not Arf has brought to us. And hey, let's get to it right after this. Hey gang, just a quick reminder, we now have a Destiny 2 clan, and Hazel and I invite you to be a part of it.
If you're looking to find a clan, now would be a great time to jump in and get to know some of these people that you've heard on the show. And we're not hardcore, so you don't have to worry about, us slave driving you to do raids and shit like that. Enjoying your time is basically all that we ask.
So, if you're looking for a clan out there, we have a permanent link in our Discord under our channel GDC Destiny 2 Clan, where you can find a link. Otherwise, look for Guardian Downcast or DOWN is our call sign.
We do ask that you join our Discord first, so that way we can communicate clan nights and things along those lines. And aside from that, you can lurk all you like.
Thanks very much, gang. All right. Well, Not Arf has a couple pieces of lore he wants to share with us today. And let's start with our first piece of lore. What do you got?
Okay, this lore entry is for Night Demon Parody and Respawn. And this is how the Crow got into the tower. The lore entry was a web drop just before the start of the season. It's called One Exile to Another. I wish I still had the bottle from that warlock. I'd never been drunk before. That I recall, anyway. Crow scuffed his feet, leaving wide trails amongst dry pine needles on the forest floor. You can drink all the ethanol you like once we're at the last city, Glint chirped. I'm sure it's readily available there. He whirred quietly, cross-referencing all mentions of alcohol in his database. On second thoughts, I advise caution. Crow snorted. You usually do. The new Guardian and his ghost watched the sunset over the rugged tree line of the EDZ. In the pine-scented stillness, Crow was suddenly anxious. He imagined the great throngs of people in the city, hundreds of thousands of people. So many people, all armed with the secret of his forgotten past. If they learned what the crow himself didn't know, what would they... What else do you want to try? Glint's tone was light, but his shell flaps were furrowed in concern. We deserve to celebrate. We can do anything you want, but as long as... I know, Glint, I know. As long as nobody sees your face. Crow imitated the chipper digital voice of his ghost, and then smiled ruefully. I wouldn't even know where to start. Food, maybe? I'm tired of everything tasting like gun oil and ether. I know just the place. A deep, languid voice floated out of the forest behind them. Crow whirled, hand on his sidearm, ready to draw. He relaxed as the grizzled warlock Osiris stepped forward from the shade of the pine trees. It called the drunken noodle. Osiris's normal dour tone bordered on levity. Order the long boy special. It's delicious. I've seen pictures of noodles, Crow said doubtfully. They look like worms. Osiris smiled beneath the cowl. We need to talk about how you're going to get to the city. Our first priority is getting you some new clothes. Crow looked at the sigil of the spider emblazoned across his chest. Probably a good idea. I have new gear for you aboard my ship. Osiris beckoned the pair back into the forest. You can change while we wait for nightfall. As Crow followed in the warlock's footsteps, he once again imagined the crush of the last city. He could feel the weight of humanity pressing in around him, the mass of flesh and accusing eyes, the looming walls closing in around him. Crow's rumination was broken as they stepped from the trees into a clearing with a beat-up jump ship parked in the center. Osiris paused at the foot of the loading ramp, turned to face Crow. There will come a time when your identity, your past, can no longer stay hidden. Crow felt a tightness in his chest as he imagined the whole city of all of humanity staring at him. And when that time comes, the warlock continued, remember this moment. One exile to another, you can trust me. They clasped hands, and for a fleeting moment, Crow wondered if he might find acceptance after all.
That's a great.
And that is the end of that one.
That's a great piece of lore.
That is so just it makes the crow seem so just sad, you know?
He is. What you've got to remember with the crow, he's only ever known pain and suffering since he's been resurrected. In the entry, on one of the entries I did on Two Titans and Hunter, a Titan saw him in a clearing with his helmet off, and then just supered him to almost to death and left him to die in pain.
Right. I remember that.
And he died hours later, and that happened time and time again. And he learned just try and keep his helmet on wherever possible. The first acceptance he found was when he actually got in league with Spider. Mm-hmm. And his naive ghost didn't actually realize that the Spider was using him. They just saw a friendly face and a place to stay, and it looked like the Spider was looking after him in exchange for the odd job done.
I don't know this. Did Spider know who he was? I don't remember. The
Spider knew who he was. The Spider is well versed. He's used to dealing with the shore. Don't forget, the Tangled Shore is on the borders of Awoken
City.
Territory.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the Spider knew damn well who he was, and it even says in that lore section that he wasn't sure it was a trick. If he wasn't sure if effectively Crow was trying to fool him. He actually remembered completely about his old life and who he actually was. And it took a bit of time before the Spider realized he truly didn't know his past.
Right. Yep. I'm just curious how they're going to slowly, eventually someone's going to find out, right? He's got that little, if you go to the helm right now.
Well, he's in the damn helm.
Well, he's in the helm, but he's wearing he looks like he's wearing
Phantom of the Opera mask.
Like a bird suit or something. It's got scales.
Yeah, he's got the opera mask on.
Yeah, exactly. So
he's going to Mardi Gras.
I'm just curious, eventually he's going to be discovered. I wonder how the Vanguard's going to take it.
But it even says in there, eventually the day will come when people realize who you are.
Right.
But while he's masked, he can actually prove his worth to the Vanguard and the people of the city. So I can see Osiris is thinking here, let's get some good behind you.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
You can see you're worth staying around, and you're not this bad guy. I've been arguing the Crow's case since he got not quite since he got resurrected, but after we got the law on the ship one dawning. I can't remember what the ship was called, but basically said he was living in a shipping container off the beaten track, and he was getting regularly killed and beaten, and he just wasn't very happy. And and Glint, we didn't know Glint's name at this point either,
right?
Was basically trying to cheer him up and saying, "Look, it's the dawning. Let's just say happy dawning to each other," and doing his best to cheer him up after he'd been killed yet again. And it wasn't by Baal, it wasn't by Elixni or Fallen or Taken. It was by fellow Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yep. That's the reason why, like, whenever I hear somebody, like, saying, like, they don't like Aldrin still to this day, I'm just like, well, Aldrin's dead.
Aldrin, now, what they don't...
No, he needs to... The Crow needs to pay for what he's done to Cade. No, the Crow didn't do anything to pay Cade. That was Aldrin, and Aldrin's already been executed, so a death sentence has already been carried out.
And let's keep this in mind.
How much more can you pay?
He was possessed by the Ahamkara. I mean, he wasn't himself. He was possessed. Did you see the black flourishing in his eyes in those cutscenes?
Yeah.
Which is very similar to Eris Morn, if you notice as well.
Yeah, and he was always a smart ass, even in Destiny 1. He's the first guy I wanted to shoot. But
have you guys read the Mara Senna?
I have not.
And all the Awoken lore.
I read the in one of the lore books that had the battle, the Awoken battle at the Reef Wars, but I didn't read the Mara Senna.
Yeah. Well, basically that follows Aldrin and Mara Sov from the very beginning in the Golden Age.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That's how old they are. And Aldrin was actually a nice guy, a very nice guy, until he went to the Black Garden. And they saw the darkness infected things in the Black Garden. And it's suspected that this infection of I don't know if I can't remember I'm not sure if it is the darkness or the effect of the Black Garden that had on him that allowed Riven a way in. And that's what turned him into this...
snarky?
Yeah, narky asshole, basically. Yeah. Know-it-all, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
And then the grief of losing his sister as well, who he thought was dead.
Yeah, he adored her. And
the absolute longing there gave Riven a way in, and Riven completed the corruption.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So even then he wasn't in his right mind. He was obsessed with his sister, and the Ahamkara took advantage of that. And
yes, he just wanted
Yeah.
He wanted recognition for his deeds, and that's why he always did what his sister told him not to do, for the recognition, saying, "Look, I'm this great guy." Bit of okay, you could argue the fact he's a bit of a show off. But you can't deny him his feats.
He's cocky.
And that was to try and get some sort of recognition off his sister.
Right.
And if you want to blame anyone for the way he is, blame Mara Sov.
Yeah, she manipulated him, sure. She has some manipulation involved there. She knew and she's
been manipulating him from the start.
Yeah, she knew that he adored her.
Yeah, because even her own mother told her to stop manipulating, and it was because of Mara Sov that her mother didn't actually follow. Part of the Awoken actually stayed behind in the Singularity. She split her people.
Wow. That's in Mara Senna?
That's in the Mara Senna and the Awoken and the Reef.
I need to go to Braytech.
I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure which one.
No, Amy, didn't you say Green did the Mara Senna?
Yeah, she's done the Mara Senna on Destiny Audio file.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to that next week. I'm at work. Perfect. Thank you, Green, for doing that.
And you'll get a better idea of the personalities of Aldrin and Mara Sov. Yes, to a certain extent in the early days, Aldrin was very naive. but he was a skilled warrior, a skilled fighter, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And he always defended it. His strong thing was family, and he
Right.
would always defend his mother and his sister.
Right. I got a question.
To the extent, just one second, just to the extent he actually took on Sure Ido in a 1-to-1 duel
Mm-hmm.
to the death, and he simulated killed her. That will take some. It does take a bit of explanation, but he won because he actually simulation killed Sure Ido in combat. And if you know anything of Sure Ido, you know with the wish ender bow.
I don't know enough about him. I'm sorry, I don't.
Her.
Shit. That's what I meant. Damn it, Hazel, you're supposed to be the one.
She was Mara Sov's regent and protector.
Like one of her.
She got replaced by Petra. She got replaced by Petra.
Okay, gotcha.
After she disappeared.
Gotcha.
But this is how powerful Sure Ido was. She took on Mithrax. Well, not exactly took him on. She had him prisoner. He tried to escape. She grabbed him by the leg and hauled him back on the ship.
Wow. Questions are just flooding my mind now. I have to ask this one, and maybe our viewers will appreciate this question. How did the Awoken become Awoken? Wasn't there an event that happened that made them half human, and
the Awoken are the remains of the people from the Exodus Green, the Yangli Way. It was a colony ship.
Mm-hmm.
You are familiar with your Exodus ships because we've experienced the Exodus Black,
right,
and the Exodus Blue,
right,
or what remains of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Exodus Blue was on its last burn trajectory out of the solar system when they were instructed to return. And that's when they decided to declare independence. And there was a bit of a battle between the light and the dark all around the ship. And they declared neutrality through the light and the dark. And they got sucked into a singularity. So you've got to imagine there's this huge colony ship, I think it was just over 40,000 people on board. I think it's about 41,000 people on board. And it was off to seed a new world,
mm-hmm.
which was the idea of the Exodus program.
This is during the Golden Age, correct?
This was during the Golden Age, yes.
Okay.
So, of course, the whole ship got sucked into this singularity. And Mara Sov created this world for them in the. It's a bit of an oversimplification of it, but the best way I can describe it is that she created this world for them. She tricked somebody else to think they created this world for them,
mm-hmm.
and they lived there. Time passed differently there so they lived there for millennia. That's all what's said. So we don't know quite how long it is. All we can say it's thousands and thousands of years. I had this argument recently with somebody on the, because they said, they were there for millions of years in this singularity. Said, no, it just says millennia.
Right.
That's thousands.
Mm-hmm.
That could be hundreds of thousands or millions of thousands, but it's just thousands.
I wonder because
they evolved.
They're not considered guardians. They can't be res. So how do they live so long? Is it because of the singularity?
They can be rezzed. My guardian's awoken.
Oh, and I meant the on the
Zavala's awoken.
No. I meant when they went into the singularity, into that new world. Was there something that happened to them that made them live so long? Like Mara and Mara.
Basically, they were in the singularity. They were immortal.
Okay.
Whatever happened to them in this event, being sucked into that singularity, also made them immortal and blue.
That's what I was asking. Right. Okay.
And so now they've come back, and it was commented on in the actual lore. As soon as they entered into the solar system, out of the singularity, they felt themselves start aging again.
I see.
We don't know how quickly they age or at what rate.
Right.
but all it said they can age now.
Okay. Did you have any other questions on this part of the lore, Hazel?
No, I'm just listening intently.
Yeah, me too. I'm trying not
I'm
to
just learning.
I'm trying not to interject because I'm like Respawn. I have questions.
Okay, shoot him with your questions then.
No, I was just throwing them at as I was thinking of them, and no, my mind was on Awoken.
Oh, okay.
My mind was on Awoken today because you were talking about, we were going back to, we were talking about Marisov and how he was so intent to protect his family. And,
I mean, Aldrin. Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Marisov and his sister. Yeah.
Well, you said he.
Oh, of course I did. It's early, Hazel.
Well, Crow's actually his third name.
Is it?
Yeah. He was originally called Aldrin.
Say that again. You broke up.
He was originally called Aldrin.
Aldwin, that's right. That's right. I remember that part. I read a little bit of this lore, but
and then and then he took on the name Aldrin when they got reborn in the Singularity.
I see. Very cool.
But do you want to know an interesting bit of lore that people have picked up on it, but it's never been explained?
Exclusive.
Yeah.
No, it's not an exclusive. It's well known.
It is for us.
There are 9 passengers or crew missing.
The 9, you're saying.
What?
No. That's not what I'm saying at all, because this has been looked at and nothing's ever been mentioned it again. When everyone was reborn in a Singularity, there was 9 passengers or crew missing.
You're saying that's not related to the 9?
I'm not saying that at all. We don't know.
I see.
That's what I mean. How open it is to interpretation.
Thanks, Bungie. Well, hey, we could definitely go on for. I mean, I could pick your brain all morning, but we had another piece of lore we wanted to talk about, and this was more current to what's going on right now with the new Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle. And we had a new lore entry into the Braytech. And
that's correct. This is the lore of the actual rifle itself, the rifle's lore tag.
Mm-hmm.
Have you already got the rifle?
Yes.
Yeah. I managed to jump in, fry, and get it.
Good.
Oh. That's such a fun mission.
Oh my
I
God.
Really enjoyed it.
The sound alone is just
a couple
amazing.
of bits scared me out my skin.
Yeah.
A couple of bits scared me out my skin.
If you had surround on and you heard stuff behind you and you're like,
oh, I did.
Where was that?
My headset runs 5.1.
Oh, hell yeah. It was great.
The first explodey thrall down the no, it's not. Sorry, they're not explodey thrall, are they? What are they?
The Screebs.
Screebs, yeah. Never punch a Screeb.
No.
I absolutely bobbed my pants. It was.
You know what it was?
The
for
other
me?
guys in the fire team.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you at the most inopportune times.
No, it's okay.
Well, what scared the hell out of me were I heard doors closing or like big things, massive things shutting or moving. That's what freaked me out. Not the little Screebs. I knew I could just shoot those. But it's like something was shifting in the ship. But I couldn't place it. Do you remember that part?
Or it was Screebs moving. And your Scorn running through the pipes and things.
No, I heard that part. The little tickety, like moving. But you would hear stuff like, shoom, boom. And I'm like, what the hell was that? What just happened? I'm like,
yep.
Did you hear it, Hazel? You remember it, right?
Well,
yeah.
Do you know who authorized all the experiments on the ship?
No, I don't.
Clovis?
It was Callus's pet project.
What?
That's a Cabal ship.
Right.
That's right.
Yep. I remember hearing that. Yep.
And the Guardian you find at the end. Sorry, spoiler territory.
Yep, spoiler. If you haven't run the mission, now's the time to fast forward or pause it.
The Guardian you find at the end is actually favorite of Callus, because if you look at the Guardian ship in the hangar, it's the ship you got from Leviathan, I believe.
I didn't
with
even
all
know.
the gold and everything from the Castellum.
I didn't even notice it. It's in the
But you
bay.
look- It's in one of the hangars, yeah.
Oh shit.
It's literally got all the adornments on it: growth, fat through strength, callus, and all that. It's got all the gold motifs on it. Yeah. Did you not pick up the secret lore when
I didn't.
running around the ship?
No, because the first time
No.
you ran it, they wouldn't let you scan anything. I did scan one piece of the.
No, this is what I had as well. I couldn't actually trigger anything, but the guys that were with me had already actually run the mission.
You could scan it.
So they said I could actually listen to it as it went through, and it was actually quite an interesting read.
Wow.
And basically, Callus had been experimenting with dark ether and the Scorn, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but it all went a bit wrong, and that's why you've got this ship just floating there.
What a wonderful mission. It was so bravo, Bungie.
It's the backgrounds in it are absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And the tight spaces. I was mentioning this about the Hawkmoon mission, how you were in between these two buildings, but you could see the vines up above you. It was so cool. Like you were outside, but you were really not. You're really inside. You're not going anywhere. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but on the first bit of that, the guys I was running with, I was trying to figure out how to get out of the first hangar bay.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, you got the big ramp leading up, and your ships. You can see your ships floating just behind the main ship itself.
Right.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, come down here," and they're at the end of the ramp. And I'm not jumping off there. You're just trying to get me to jump to my death again. They weren't. They were actually telling me the truth.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Well, that being said, let's hear the lore on it.
Okay, this is off the rifle itself. This is not actually the lore of the mission.
Right.
Long story short, they all end the same way. Catabasis. Our rifles low, our ghosts high in a canopy like sentry drones. My vehicle is old, needs maintenance. Been running too long without cutting the engine, I say. Galen sends me a sideways look. That shipwright's still around. She used to make cider in the autumn. I swear she kept us like a pack of strays. I sigh no. I mean, this thing. I run my hand over my body. Besides, you know I can't go back there. I straighten the leather wrap around my Tex Foundry rifle. You know I literally tune myself, right? Asks XO Hunter. Why? You're immortal. And you're not? I know, but I'm slower. I feel slower. Uh-huh. Just not like what I used to feel like. Not spry. Not up here either. I tap my helmet. I feel for you. Have Gilgamesh tune you then. I chuckle. Yeah, he'd love that. You two having issues again? I shake my head in a stiff, narrow lie. You think we come back the same every time. I do. Straight from the manufacturer, Galen Force says. Sometimes I get the feeling something's different. Galen stops and squints at me. I dip my head and let my hood fall forward. Nothing can put my finger on. Just little things. Adjustments. You think he's changing you? Galen's voice sounds more serious than surprised. I wait too long to answer. It's not because I don't know my answer, but because I want to feel like I still doubt it. I raise my head. Galen meets my eye and looks up to the canopy. He leans his shoulder into me and drops his voice to a whisper. My clip's a good one, but you need to realize ghosts don't know anything. Nobody does. They're just like us. They get curious. They question. If you think something's coming unwound, you need to sit down and talk it out. Wait. Clip a ranger. Please, Galen scoffs. You're paranoid. He turns to keep walking and calls back. Life changes you. Same with them. I'm the only one that stays the same. Galen raises a fist and we stop. His war beast sniffs the air and turns us east. We continue walking. What did you name the beast? Castus. We've been reading too many Spider's books. Some of them are good. I laugh. Aren't you the man that said anything you got tying you down can be made into a noose? Yeah, some time ago. you've been taking lots of jobs with him. Those fallen. You're one to talk Emperor's lackey. Some of those Elixni ain't so bad.
Very nice. Well, can you explain what's going on here? Is it two Exos talking to each other?
I'm not. No, I don't think it is, because basically you got Galen 4, who's obviously working for the Spider.
Right.
And I'm not actually sure who the other. I do believe, yeah. Well, one's definitely an Exo, and I believe one's human.
Okay.
This is the way I read it.
Right.
There's a bit of a confusion in there. I've got to admit that.
Yeah, there is a few references that you're wondering what. Yeah.
And basically, one of them is the hunt or the guardian you meet that's strung up on the on the flight deck of that ship
at the end
where you find the rifle.
Right.
Yeah. Basically giving each other a bit of banter there, saying one's Spider's lackey.
Right.
And the other one is saying, well, you're to talk, you work for the Emperor. Which also explains the ship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Huh. So I just went and took a look at that ship, and I don't know how I missed that the first time.
I'm going to have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I was looking at pictures of it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really going to have to.
Well, now the scannables are open for all of us, so I can't wait to go do the scans.
Are they?
The little, not laptops, but the little tablets
Once
everywhere.
you run it once, they open up afterwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait.
I may have actually, I've got to try and run it again, but I may have actually already picked those up due to one of the guys I ran it with had already run it once.
Right.
So he picked the tablets up, and I got all the voice lines coming through to me when he picked the tablets up.
Right.
And one of the voice lines come when you interact with the ship.
It's a good story. It's a little comical. I like it. Wow. So I'm just trying to get the context of everything here, and I guess later on we'll have more lore open up about this.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, obviously, this bit of lore that comes off the rifle is actually based well before he goes to the ship to look. He's obviously working because this guy works for the Emperor,
right? Or
does the odd job for the Emperor, a bit like we did in the Leviathan Raid, Crown of Sorrows, and Spire of Stars.
Right.
Yeah,
we're all doing jobs for the dirty work for the Emperor, effectively, because we're the Emperor's shadow. Now, we know he's had shadows in the past, so now he could have had more than one shadow, and this guy is one of them. And unfortunately, he met his maker on the ship where he's been strung up by those vines.
Right.
Maybe he was keeping an eye on the experiments for the Emperor. But we do know in some of the scannables on the ship that the Emperor visited quite often.
It just such a great mission. I can't wait to run it again. There's not many stories in Destiny I'll run over and over again. This is one I will. It's just so much fun.
I'm planning to do it again. It's the first real run out I gave the new laptop.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's right. Oh yeah, you saw it.
So
this beautiful.
I've got a good PC base there that I can run with, and we have some great, because quite often at work I'll drop into the voice chat in the Discord, and I'm not playing the game, but they're playing, and we'll have a chat and a catch up, and we'll have a good old laugh there. Me and the leader of the PC side, we're always having a bit of banter.
Right.
He keeps threatening to steal my cats.
Well, speaking of banter, I guess it's a good time to move on to Discord questions from our community. We got a bunch of them.
Yeah, I think they showed up a little bit this week.
Yeah, they did. Thanks, Nodarf. Thanks for reading that out for us.
Yes, thank you.
That's any time.
All right.
It actually forced me to do the mission before I came.
See?
You're welcome.
Yes, you are welcome. Okay. We're going to do Discord questions right after this.
Hey Guardians, would you like to send us a question for the show? Well, there's 4 ways to do it.
Number 1, join our Discord server. There's a join link in our show notes. We have some great gamers in there, by the way, and you can just lurk or hang out or jump right in and talk with us. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also tweet out almost every week about our upcoming show, guest, and you can respond there with your questions at guardian_d_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/guardiandowncast. Remember, that's all one word. And we'll play it on the show for you guys.
SpeakPipe is honestly my favorite thing. But anyway, thank you for all you guys do, and toddles.
And later, Guardian. All right, boys and girls, it's that time of the week. This is where we get our Discord and community questions, and we try to answer them to the best of our ability. And let's start with our first speak pipe. We have 2 of them this week, and this one is from Laz.
Hi, guys, and not Arf. It's Laz. I am very, very curious about the lore behind the new Presage quest, since it's a ghost ship and all sorts of weird stuff's going on board. So, Arf, what can you tell me about the lore behind everything going on there, if you're familiar with it? Thanks. Have fun.
Thank you, Laz. We appreciate that question. Well, we kind of talked about it already, didn't we? Just a few minutes ago. Was there anything you wanted?
I hope that covers what he was actually hoping for. I haven't delved too deeply into this lore with the length of time this has been out. I'm always playing catch up with Destiny because I'm a filthy casual at these days.
We get it. Well, hopefully that answers your question, Laz. We did have a lore segment on it, so hopefully that'll answer your question. But I do appreciate you presenting it. And we have another speak pipe here from good old Uncle Scumdeath.
Hello, Scumdeath here. This week I've been able to use a chainsaw at work. And a chainsaw is my favoritist tool that I get to use at work. I don't use it very often, but when there's wood to cut, I'll get my chainsaw out. So my question is, what is your favorite tool or utensil that you use at work? Love the show, guys.
Thank you, Uncle Scumdeath. Favorite tool? I have some answers. What about you, Nutarf?
I too appreciate a good chainsaw. In fact, I've been using one most of the morning here, taking a tree down for my neighbour. I'm currently using a Stihl MS250.
Stihl chainsaws are awesome.
But that's not my favourite tool. Quite a simple bloke. You can't beat a good ball peen hammer. I've got a drawer full of them. If you can't get it undone, hit it. If it annoys you, hit it. I've got 5 different size ball peen hammers in my drawer at work, or one of my drawers at work, and several other different types as well. A couple of dead blows and a nice claw hammer as well, just in case.
Yeah. I too have all kinds of hammers as well. And
Yep.
It's nice having, for different applications, different textures and softness so you're hitting. It's nice to have different kinds of hammers for that. Hazel, what do you got, man?
Well, the question is, like, what's a tool that you use at work? And sadly, I mean, I'd love to use a chainsaw at work, but, that's not good for banking, I guess. So I'd probably have to go with my brain.
Out of work, hypothetically, being at home, what would your favourite tool be at home then?
Yeah.
I don't want to say hammer because you already said that, but I think I'd probably have to go with I like a screwdriver.
Okay. A good quality one, not a cheap one that breaks off as soon as you put any kind of tension on it.
Where do you buy your tools at that you have to preface it with that?
Because there's all kinds of quality of tools. You can buy stuff from cheap little outlets. And
here's a little mantra to go by. This might go well for early in the show. Buy cheap, buy twice.
Yes. Buy several. Yes. I have really good craftsmen, and certain. I even have some Snap-on, and they're all good quality. It's just the quality of the steel. A lot of cheaper stuff is breaks off really easy,
and a lot of the time you'll pay for a warranty as well.
It's exactly what you're paying for.
That's what Snell's sell Snap-on to me. It's the warranty on it.
Yeah, well,
because you use them every day.
Used to be you could.
But I'm currently operating on over £10,000 worth of tools in my tool chest at work upwards.
Wow, 10,000 pound toolbox, really?
No, 10,000 pounds on
that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
tools in the toolbox.
That's a hell of a toolbox, man.
I tell you what, there's toolboxes out there you can spend that money on.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Yeah. Jeez, I thought he meant the measure of weight. I forgot it's pounds over there.
Rookie.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking 10,000 pounds of tools. Damn, that's a lot of tools. I maybe mine weighs 400 or 500, maybe 400 or 500 pounds weight. I forgot you were talking about money. I know.
That's what it's got me
that for you.
That's what exactly. Okay, you said at work, so technically I do termite work, so I have to drill through concrete 4 and 5 inch slabs, and I have a special Hilti drill that I use. It's an impact drill mainly for concrete and stone and mason and stuff. And I, of course, have to use diamond bits and stuff on it. And I have a TE25E. It's especially made just for termite operators. Has an extra long handle, has several side handles. It's my baby. And it was one of my first real expensive tools that I bought for my business when I was opening my business up. And I still have it today. Works like a charm. And as far as home, I have a new XR series DeWalt. I guess it's like a 20 volt. I just got it for Christmas, and it has a little LED light when you pull the trigger. I love it. And hand drills are. You cannot have enough battery operated hand drills around your house because I hate using screwdrivers. And as you get older, your hands kind of get a little, let's just say, a little more stiff. Things don't want to move as much, and nothing sucks like wrenching on a screwdriver or a Phillips or something when you're trying to get something off. When you just get a drill and just go zip, 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 zip.
That helps me no end because I get a condition called tenosynovitis in my wrist. The tendons in my wrist inflame, and I get shooting pains up my wrist.
Oh.
So a good old battery drill is second to none.
It is.
And just for a conversion, you're talking just over $14,000.
Okay.
In tools.
Thank you for doing the math for me. I don't know what the going rate. I don't know if it's still 2
Google did the math for me.
Thank you. All I know is when I went to Great Britain, it was $2 per 1 pound. I mean, it was the worst time to go to Britain. Everything was double the price.
$1.3 to the pound at the minute.
Right. Very cool. Okay, let's go to the Discord, Hazel. What do we got, man?
All right. So, I got to go with this one.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay. We'll hit the not ARF questions first. So, all right. So, a question from this guy named Nintendo Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Question for the show. Why has it taken you so long to ditch those losers ever at 2 Titans and a Hunter? And when are you starting your own show?
Well, I have no plans to start my own show. I'd have to take Nintendo Man with me and for his editing skills.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I actually quite like the guys over there.
Oh.
Yeah, you alluded to that earlier. Yeah. I didn't even know Night Demon put a question in there. I must have been absent yesterday. That's awesome. Good question.
You pinned it.
I did? I don't even remember.
He just works here.
I just work here, man. Don't you love when people say that to you? Man, I just work here. All right. Well, thank you for not using your brain. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see. Looking for ones for not ARF. Okay. You know what, guys? With the Gator tags, I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore. Gator with terrible RNG.
I think that was Sneaky Snake,
Okay,
I believe.
Thank you. Question for not Arf.
Click on the name.
I tried to. It didn't come up. Some people change their entire name. I'm like, were you kidding me? Okay, here we go. Question for not Arf. For the lore segment, can you go into the lore behind the dead man's tale? I have a strong feeling about who it's about, but I just want to be sure and want to know if there's any other things that connect to it.
When I first read this question, I thought it could be the crow when I first read the lore, but after I've run the mission now, I don't know.
It is kind of a
Now,
mystery.
combine the lore with the mission, with the actual mission you run, and you actually find the guy dead at the end. It's not crow, so I'm not sure, to be honest. It might be another one of those unnamed guardian situations. We may find more as more lore is found on that ship. Because I can actually see it being us going back to that ship to do other things. But I can't see him doing that one mission purely for that one exotic rifle.
Right.
That's a big mission.
I did.
There's got to be more to it than this.
I have to ask you this because I heard this and Hazel swears I was just hearing my thoughts in my head. At the end, I think it was toward the end of the mission when we walked up to the Guardian that was strung up. I could have sworn I heard Cade say, "You know what? You're still my favorite." I could have sworn I heard that in the voiceover work. Did you ever hear that part? Where Cade tells
I didn't. But I spent a lot of time.
Yeah, that's true.
Trying to stay alive.
That's true. It's true. Fair point.
I'm still a little bit a bit low on light, so I went through that mission about 12:55.
Okay, gotcha. Well, next time you run it, listen at the end and see if you hear the same thing I did. Hazel swears I'm crazy.
I'll certainly listen out for that.
Yeah, I could have sworn he says, "You know what? Don't tell anyone, but you're my favorite." I could have sworn I heard that. I could have sworn I heard that at the end, and I was like, "Cade? Is Cade behind some of this?" And I said, "That doesn't look like Cade strung up, so it can't be Cade." I don't know. Anyway. I wanted to mention that. I'm not going crazy, Hazel.
That, and we also, well, I mean, it might be, honestly, that there might be multiple, quotes or like whispers or something like it, because I swear I heard a woman's whisper.
I wonder if it's a darkness messing with us.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Okay.
You think Callus has actually maybe laid his hands on another artifact like Eris found on the moon and was pulled out of the moon and put into quarantine. That's on the that was put into quarantine by Rasputin.
I don't know.
That was in the Golden Age.
I don't know.
No, I don't either. This is why I like it so much.
That's why they leave it open to interpretation, right? You were just saying that, yeah. All right, Hazel, what else we got, man?
Huh. Damn you, Arf. I cannot stop thinking about this now. Okay. So, I mean that in the nicest of ways. All right. So I'm looking real quick to see if...
Yeah, making sure all the Not Arf's questions are out of the way. Yep.
Okay. All right. So let's go with this one. This one is one that I've actually been laughing at hysterically. I don't know why I found it so funny, but I like it. So, question from Uncle Scumdeath. Have you ever washed one of your belts? My mate has just asked me this, and I can't honestly say I've never thought about this.
We always go to you first, Not Arf. Okay. The answer to this is yes, I have.
By accident? Or
No, I can't wear stiff leather belts because they cut into my back and cause sciatica. Old man syndrome. So I wear fabric, like a woven fabric belt. And being in the diesel trade, it gets dirty.
Yeah.
Just take the buckle off. You can just take the buckle off it and just throw it straight in the wash.
Oh, didn't think of that.
Huh.
I use leather belt in my work, so I've never really washed a belt. I don't think I've ever done that. I may have conditioned a belt with some like conditioner, but I never washed a belt. What about you, Hazel?
No, never.
Yeah.
Not at once.
I love how you mentioned, did you do it accidentally?
Spoiler alert.
Okay. I have one from, okay. I got one here from Exonus. I return to my previous question about stasis/solar opposites and what void/arc opposites might be if you haven't already had lore people answer it. Last episode I've heard was 69. Still working on catching up.
I love this question.
Not Arf?
Well, it's not so much opposites, but there's been talk of more darkness subclasses coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got stasis now, which is like a freezing effect. But we can have a look at another effect we see often during the game is the decay is the best word for it. So you like using Thorn, you've got the tick damage from the decay.
Right.
And the is it the Warlock Gauntlets?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Necrotic.
So
Necrotic
that could
grips.
be so necrotic grips, necrotic decay, that could be another subclass coming in. Almost like a decay subclass. Now there's also been talk of almost like a poison one as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just to me that's more of a guess than anything else. They're just trying to go with stuff that sounds more on the dark side of things. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you've got light, you've got solar, you've got void, and
Things that shine.
and electricity. Lots of power.
Mm-hmm.
And then darkness side, you've got things that kill and rot and decay. Now, if you look at the higher, I'd say those are the kinds of people that would use the rot subclass, just because you see the green soul fire and stuff like that in the witches' rituals.
Right. That's right.
But I'd be interested to see what they do, but that's the best answer I could offer for that.
We don't know. We don't know a whole lot right now. So thank you for extrapolating, because we really don't know, as honest. I know you've asked that question before, but we really don't know enough yet. We can only, speculate, really.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's why I picked like the effect we've already had in the game there with the decay effect
Right.
of Thorn and the necrotic grips.
Yep. I just love that question, though, just because I never thought about it, but it makes sense, though. Makes a lot of sense.
Okay. What else we got, Hazel? I think it's your turn.
All right. So, question from Jealous. What's your funniest or favorite saying out of context?
What do you have now?
Right. This one's an interesting story.
Go for it.
Shattered Throne. Because one of the guys I played with has quite a thick accent. And it's when he first mentioned about doing it, it sounded like he said the Shattered Throne. Now you know what I mean by a shart, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite out of context sayings. Well, it's not really a saying, but it's my favorite one.
Hazel, what about you?
I asked the question, so it goes to you. I need time to think.
I'm trying to think too. I know there's one thing I always say around my wife, and she's a teacher, so she always has to correct me. I think it's more on shit. I'm trying to put it in words. It's not just a floating thought. Damn it. I gotta need a second. I gotta figure this out. I'm trying to remember.
Gator was
Back to
hoping
you,
I
Hazel.
I was hoping Hazel had something drawn up.
I don't know. I say a lot of things all the time that are, out of context and that. So,
It kind of goes back to my saying about the Xbox Party Chat Tourette's.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Random sayings that just come out of thin air.
Right.
kind of, sort of. That's the best way to do it.
I mean, how many things have I said out of context on this show? And Hazel's had to go, do you mean this? I'm like, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, that's just a way of life here.
Along the same lines as Respawn. When Demon corrects him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't have anything, unfortunately. I wish I did. I really do. But I promise I will think about this, though. And then as soon as I come up with an answer, you guys know I say a lot of fruitless things. So I'm sure we'll come up with one.
I got you. Okay, I have one here from Ikora's Assassin. Thank you for using my question in the past. I have another question, not so serious. What is your morning routine for breakfast? Or do you skip breakfast like me?
No, I grab a bunch of yogurts out the fridge, take them to work, and my normal breakfast routine is once I get to work, I'll have a little bowl with some granola in it and yogurt, and I'll sit and do my paperwork and eat my breakfast.
I like that. Efficient. What about you, Hazel? You have a routine?
For my routine is pretty much I just wake up, get dressed, all that good stuff, and then it's helping the kid with getting up, getting dressed, getting her out, and that kind of thing. And then I eat usually either with her or after her.
Yeah, for me, breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
I don't get that luxury anymore.
No?
I leave the house before the kids get up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, breakfast is a big deal for me. I'm a big breakfast guy. I have to have breakfast in the morning, otherwise I won't operate efficiently throughout the day. But here's the thing: I eat big breakfast in the morning, and then I get that slow burn all day. Whereas I'm usually not hungry until 4, 5, 6 o'clock. I usually skip lunch. That's usually how I work. Because usually I'm working outside. It's so hot out. It's really tough to, when you're thirsty all the time, it's really hard to be hungry. So, and you don't want to eat a lot of solids when you're working in.
And if you have to.
Yeah.
And if it's warm outside and you have too much to eat, you get sleepy very, very quickly.
Oh, absolutely. And you just don't want to put too much in your stomach and tax your stomach when you're sweating to death, So, that's pretty much my routine. Thanks for the question. Okay, Hazel.
All right. I think we'll go with this one. Where did that one go? There was one question in here. I think Gator may have deleted it, I believe.
Are you talking about
Oh, is this the question I think it might be?
the repeatable question?
No.
No, was this the question that was asked by Snail Entrails?
Oh, Lord.
Well, it had to do with a question that she mentioned, and it was a question from our beloved RNG Gator about how do you hit a car wash?
Oh, so that refers back to
Yeah, I was going to ask that at the end anyway, if nobody else had brought it up.
Well, it's not in here. It's conveniently not one of the questions
wow,
here.
it disappeared? Wow.
Yeah,
That's weird.
That's
It's
so
still in the
bizarre.
other channel though, because I thought about this yesterday and actually went and looked it up. So, how do you crash your car in a car wash?
Okay. All right. This refers back to my daughter who asked the question. Tell us about the worst thing you did as a kid. There's a lot of bad things I did as a kid. I was not a clean kid. I was not a clean and honest kid when I was little. And get rid of that one. Okay. And okay, I'll tell you the story. It's really embarrassing. I had just got my driver's license. My mom and dad had a brand new Ford Club Wagon van. If you can imagine, a giant van, lots of big windows. And they had the extra long one too. The one that had the additional 13, 16 inches of length on it. So it was a long vehicle. When you're 16, you want any reason in the world to take it for a drive. And it was the only vehicle I had at the moment. I didn't have my own car then. So my dad says, okay, yeah, go ahead. You can take it to the car wash. Well, it was my brother and my cousin and I in the car. And we were
dangerous.
Yeah, we were driving through the car wash, and the car washes now are, you get on a track and they pull you through. I mean, that's the way most car washes are. The ones in Florida, at least.
Oh, I don't use those anymore. They scratch your car.
Yeah, well, yeah. The one I used was an older system set up at a mobile station here in Orlando, just blocks away from where I live.
Oh, well, you park up underneath it and it moves around you.
Nope. Oh yeah. What it has like train tracks on both sides, like some tubular steel that guides the vehicle and centers it for you. Well, this was a panel van. This is a full size E250 Ford panel van. A regular van, and it wasn't. Back in the day, they didn't tell you no vans, no trucks, no truck beds, all that. So I entered the code.
For the European for the European viewers, imagine a long wheelbase transit van.
Yeah, yeah. Your vans are much smaller in
that's
Europe.
why I said the long wheelbase. It's
Right.
a lot longer.
Yeah, this thing was enormous. And anyway, I put the code in. It says enter. So I start driving in, and because the wheelbase is so wide on this van, I actually slipped on the outside of the track. So the van, you can imagine, was off kilter to the right side. So it wasn't centered. And not only that, but the machine was now working around the van. And anyway, I got in there, and you have to wait for a little green light to pop up, and then the wash will proceed. Well, the green light didn't light up. And I'm like, oh, shit. What do I do? So I put it in reverse and back out and went back in. And the machine was stumped by then, so the green light didn't come on. And, I was 16 years old, and I panicked. I was stuck in this damn machine, and it wasn't working. And then, of course, there's 10 cars behind me all honking their horns. What the hell's going on? Let's go. I want to get our car washed. So I panicked, and my cousin, I will never forget, says, go, 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 go. Go, get out of here. Get out of this. Well, I slid off the tracks again, and it was a concrete building and had the blowers like built into the block that, like a wall of air that you ran through. I fell off to the right, and I scraped the entire side of this brand new van. I'm talking the entire side I scraped. There are probably trim pieces still there today from this. And yeah, so I brought, of course, then you got to make that drive of shame back home and talk to your dad. And my dad, I was very surprised. You could see it. He was boiling. He was pissed. It was a brand new van. He just bought it. It was a two-tone too. It was a black and white. A beautiful blue and white van. And I brought it home and I said, Dad, I messed up the van. He goes, I'm looking at it. It looks fine. I said, come over to this side. And it looked like it had been
to the house.
It looked like it had been in a crusher. It was literally the whole side of the van looked like someone just scraped the whole side of the van off of it. And the mirrors were missing. Everything was gone. So yeah, that's one of my terrible things I did as a kid was I panicked in a car wash. There it is. It's all out there for everyone to know. One of those stupid things you do as a kid. And ever since then, I've been terrified of car washes. All right, let's move on. What else we got? Oh, shit, that was your question, wasn't it? Okay. I got one from Chubby Wizard here. He always asks really good questions. How do you guys feel about the new season? Likes, dislikes? I'm liking the battlegrounds, the helm, and the gear is pretty good too. I really wish Bungie would explain how this new season stuff works so I wouldn't have to wait for Data or Fallout to make a video explaining it. Thanks, love the show. Not Arf?
That's exactly the same as my thoughts on it, to be honest. I'm stood in the helm trying to figure out how to upgrade the table and the recaster, and there's no pointers to actually tell you what to do.
There isn't.
Yep.
There isn't.
Exactly.
Normally, even in true Bungie style, there's something to get you there, but there's absolutely nothing in this.
No. I was surprised.
And the only thing I see, the only thing I see with the recaster is saying deposit Trials of Osiris tokens to upgrade the recast. I'm like, I don't play Trials of Osiris. How can I upgrade it? I swear it said that.
You Trials of Osiris tokens?
Yeah.
Huh. I remember that part.
It might have been a glitch. I don't know, but I shun PvP. I don't like PvP. The only time I go in PvP is with a full fire team, basically. Either be it either a clan one or a load of other friends. That's the only time I find PvP fun.
Right. Yeah, I love
because I'm terrible. I'm currently running about a 0.4 KD.
Well, it softens a blow. You know, you can't help but take it personally when someone shoots you, and you really can't take it personally when people shoot you and then teabag you, because you're like, you used a super on me. Congrats. Now you're going to teabag me for that. Okay.
Yeah. At least I can do a shout out to my team. Guys, I got him to waste his super.
Yeah, that's what I say too. Makes me feel better, at least for the moment. Yeah. Yeah, the first week I jumped into that, I was like, I was confused. I was like, what's the table do? I don't understand. How's the table related to the recaster? Why is it in the same room? And then I was like, well, wait a minute. How am I supposed to upgrade the table? So I grabbed all the bounties, right? For the table, because I'm a bounty guy. I said, okay, I'll do the bounties and it'll upgrade the table. Well, I did the bounties. I wasn't seeing the table upgrade. So I was like, well, wait a minute. If the bounties aren't upgrading the table, how the hell am I supposed to upgrade this table? And then, of course, Kingsley, I think, filled me in and says, you got to look at the weekly challenges. You got to do the weekly challenges. I'm like, geez, the one thing I've been really praising Bungie for, it's all built into that. So you get 3 missions a week, I think, that have tokens that you can use to upgrade the and what's nice is the tokens do one full upgrade.
The tokens upgrade your hammer. For each you get 3 smashes for your hammer, and
yes, that's what the table's for. Is for your hammer, pretty much.
Also, you can get upgrades for your to the table for doing weekly challenges. Am I right in saying that?
You might be right. I haven't looked at them all. I mean, I just saw the latest.
I
video.
had it briefly explained by the guys on our PC side because I couldn't work it out either.
There's a video from Rick Kakis. I mean, he really does do thorough videos, and he did a video on what you should upgrade first. I posted it in the Destiny section, I believe, of our Discord. So check that out. That's a good place to go. But the helm, I'm lukewarm to it because, it's a little convoluted on how everything works. As far as the battlegrounds, I'm loving the battlegrounds. It feels like a strike, but also feels like kind of like a horde mode because you keep shooting these bosses and the main boss just keeps running off to another part of the battleground until at the final end you finally have to finish them off. I'm loving the battlegrounds. And what I love about the battlegrounds is it's match made, 3 people. But more importantly, not everybody can steal your kill because there's so much crap to shoot. So I love the battlegrounds because people.
I'm getting very good with the rocket launcher, just standing on the high ground, waiting for a drop pod to drop, and then just fire a rocket straight into it and clear it.
Isn't it funny? I'll matchmake with other players, and they'll be in the middle, just trying to total hog kill everything. I'm like, I'm up on the right side on the hill, going, okay, guys, you can go on ahead. You go on ahead, and then they're dead. I'm like,
rocket,
well,
I need the kills.
Yep. Exactly. I just wait for them to die because they don't realize the new people, they run in there like, I'm going to kill everything just like I do in strikes. And they run in there and they're like, whoa, they get slammed one time. No. Or a ball or a cabal pod falls on them. I'm laughing my ass off. It's so entertaining.
That's got to be the most thing that's got to be the thing that's killed me the most in the all of Destiny, the cabal drop pods and the warsats. The most accurate weapon in the Destiny arsenal.
I was just going to say that. That's the best aim assist in the world, doesn't it?
Yeah.
and even today, I'll go to EDZ over in that right side as you spawn in, where the Cabal fall their pods every now and then and fight the Fallen. And I'll go over to get a chest or a piece of planetary material, and it never fails. I jump quickly across that area, and a pod hits me. To this day.
Oh no, it's the arms dealer strike for me on the lift. I forget every time.
That's right. That's right.
Every time.
Shit.
That's fun.
But I'm like it. Overall, I'm like this season's definitely much better than last season. I told him I gave him a pass last season because they had to they had the new, I don't even know what to call it anymore. They redid some stuff in there.
Call it the new engine.
Okay, they had the new engine out, and I know that's just going to infuriate Dez and and Burning Wing and Hazel. Since they put the new engine in the game.
I thought you upset Kingsley Mac most with that one.
Nah.
Yeah, well, that happened too.
Yeah, everybody doesn't like me saying it, but so the new engine, since it came out in Beyond Light, I've given them a pass at first because they had to probably quality test a lot of that stuff, in real time with the full population. So, but this second season, I feel like they've shifted gears. There's plenty of loot to go for. I don't like the drop rates. I think they need to, especially with all the random rolls. We talked about this last week, Hazel, with Xanafan, how we have like 1 in 9,500 chance of getting the perfect roll of this one gun. If that's the case, and I know we have the entire year, Bungie, I get it, but there's going to be new things we're going to be wanting when next seasons come. So a lot of these weapons are going to get forgotten. Like there's a pulse rifle that I can get in Strike playlist, but I've yet to see one. And I have gotten a couple of the new sniper rifles. I'm really been happy with that. I'm going to try those out, and I'll post some vids on that. But overall, I'm really, really happy with the way the new season's going. What about you, Hazel?
I am. I was...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was so happy on Friday when I dropped a Gnawing Hunger again for the first time in ages. I'm like, yes, I've got an auto rifle I like again. I haven't had an auto rifle. I love to be honest, Gnawing Hunger is pretty much the same as the origin story.
Yeah.
It's the 600 RPM archetype, and I got, is it 600 or is it 450?
450. I think origin story is 450.
Yeah.
600.
But I always got on with that slower fire and rapid fire, but I got on very well with my favorite weapon has got to be the sorry, I'm derailing us.
No, it's
got to be the horror story.
Oh,
It's the origin story on steroids, and it draws.
I'm looking it up as we speak.
But yeah,
the horror story
I'm glad
horror story is a 450. Yep.
But yes, I was so glad they actually brought that back because I thought my god roll no longer that I'd masterworked got sunset, and I was very upset about that.
All right, I'm still going to state this for the record. I just Bungie, give it up. Just let sunsetting go.
No.
Just let it go. I hate that there's an expiration date on all of my weapons. And what the hell why are we sunsetting armor? You know how long it took me to put that perfect build together for my Warlock, and now I only have 2 more seasons and I got to figure it out all over again? Why?
I understand why they're doing it.
Oh, please.
But on another hand, they're making themselves more work as well because they've got to make all this extra armor and extra weapons for the next season.
They put it on themselves.
They could just alter the perks on an existing weapon and throw that into the pool for us. But you can only get that specific role from this activity.
Yeah. I've already told people the way you sunset weapons is you come out with similar weapons that sound or react or act differently. And if they have extra perks for the season, even better. That's how you sunset weapons, because people naturally will go to the new weapon. But don't make me go to the new weapon. Draw me to the new weapon. Make it interesting for me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm liking the season. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about it. I just don't like the war table. I mean, it just seems, I don't know, like Arf said, it's like a new thing that you have to do in order to level it up, and you can only level it up 3 per week. So it's just, I don't know. It just seems meh.
Well,
regretting that.
Time gating it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and that's the one thing that I think Bungie's kind of getting flack for now is just the whole time gating of everything, the drip feed. So
they're so terrified about us blowing through the content too quickly.
Because we do.
But let us play how we want to play. Don't put an artificial barrier in front of us.
That's the thing. I don't. I'm forever playing catch up. That's why I like.
Yes.
In the last season and this one, they haven't sunset the content. I can still go back and play the Wrathborn hunts.
Right.
I can still go and do the Harbinger.
Yeah.
It's a short, easy mission that you can get some good loot from.
Right.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You were saying,
it's. I want to go back and do that. I still haven't got all the things from that, and when I've got if on the rare occasion I do get all my weeklies done, I can then go, oh, what do I need to do? Because this last year I've had to completely change my play style and instead of going weeklies, just to keep my power up. And then the last 3 weeks of a season, I can go then go and do what I want. I've just had to say, no, don't worry about the season pass. Don't worry about bounties. Don't worry about the weeklies. Oh, they've dropped a new weapon across that. I'll go and get that.
Right.
Oh, we got a new exotic quest. I'll go and do that. Oh, hang on a minute, I'm not high enough light. Then at that point, I'd have to go and level up. And it's frustrating to have to do that. I understand they've got to have level caps in place, but currently for us casual players, because I am a casual player, I have to fit Destiny to. I don't have as much time as I used to have between the kids and. Well, not really chores, but housework and
life.
I work 40 hours a week. Work life. Yeah, I get on when I can. I try and balance. I don't like ignoring my wife. In the way of just saying, I'm getting in, I'm going to eat my dinner, kids are in bed, I'm going to play Destiny. That's not how I do stuff. I want to sit there and sit there. I'll not get on Destiny at all this week because we'll sit there and binge watch a box set.
Mm-hmm.
And that affects how I play Destiny. And I've got so much content on Destiny to try and get through. It does, in some respects, give me a touch of anxiety. That's like, oh, I've got to get this done. Oh, I've got 2 weeks to get this done. Oh, I'm going to miss out. And the way they haven't taken it away this season has taken that all away completely.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I know they're saying about the FOMO, the fear of missing out. You had to be there to get it. Well, come on, guys. Really?
Yeah. They've definitely improved on that area. The seasonal activities are keeping around for the entire year until the next DLC comes out, the next big drop.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well, I saw one thing on Reddit that was interesting, and they said that it was like how Luke Smith said that you had to be there moments. That basically, like, there was one weapon, I don't know what it was, but there was one weapon that had a certain role, and it came out last year. And it was like, now it's gone. It's sunset. So you can't, you can still use it if you have it. But they were like, that's kind of like a cool thing. That's, you had to be there moment in order to get that gun.
Yeah.
So just something interesting.
They're approaching you had to be there moments.
Right.
In my opinion, incorrectly. You had to be there moments were the time you stepped into the raid for the first time with a good fight. I'm not talking about LFG. I'm going in there with a clan fire team, people you know well, friends. You're having a good time, and that's how you have to be there moment for me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But like
it's the memories you make. That's the have to be there moment. Not, oh, I've got this weapon. No, you can't get it anymore. That's not a have to be there moment. That's almost bragging rights.
You know what a have to be there moment was? The very last part of the season before Beyond Light, when RNG Gator and Jealous and Red Solo Cup and Hazel and all of us and Flip, a lot. I'm missing somebody, I'm sure. I'm sorry. We all got together and and we're just jumping around waiting for the Traveler to do something at the end of the season.
It was like that with when the Almighty came down.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're there, stood there with I'm there with a full fire team of 6 in the tower.
Yeah. Great moments.
And then we're getting bored waiting for the Almighty to come out, and all of a sudden we're pushing each other off the tower because you stood too close to the edge.
Yep. We're trying
That's a had to be there, man.
Yes, yes.
Yep. It's what we make them, basically.
Right.
Yes,
You know.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I think with all this news of Destiny expansion and how they're, committing to long-term development of Destiny 2.
That they're going to cancel Destiny 2 and it's going to die.
No, Wish. It's not going to happen. No.
Just drop the 2.
I'm telling you right now. I said it at the beginning of this podcast. It's going to be Destiny Online or Destiny Universe. They're going to drop the 2 after Lightfall. I think that's what's going to happen. I really do.
Yeah. Just drop the 2, and it's a continually evolving universe like Warcraft.
And I
have absolutely no problem with that.
And I think it's going to be more of a true MMO. I think they're going to open up all the suite of weapons. And then I think the future looks so good for Destiny. I know that's so cliche for Destiny addicts to say, but I mean, with this new press release, it just everything looks up. I like it. And I'm really excited to see what Destiny comes out with in the future as far as their other IPs.
Well, look, I'm interested to see how they do it as well, because I had the argument with so many people when they sunset all the planets and took all that content away from us. I said, and I had to say, look, you've got to imagine this. This is Destiny 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They didn't want to take all your weapons away. They didn't want to destroy the tower. They didn't want to drop your power level back down to 0.
Right.
You start all over again.
Right.
But they had to take something away from us to expand the game again. So don't think of it as, they've taken all this stuff away from us. It's what's going to happen in the future. And this is going into, like you said, dropping the 2 and going into a fully expanded MMO universe. And I think that'll be a really nice way to go.
I think, like I said, I think I was just a little early on my prediction, but I really do think that that's going to work. So I think that's what's going to happen in the future.
To be honest, I don't think you're wrong.
I think
because I don't understand why they didn't drop the 2 going into this last year with the Lightfall. It'll be every year you'll have Destiny and say Beyond Light. That's the name of Destiny for that year.
Mm-hmm.
The next year it'll be Destiny Witch Queen, and your background changes on your Xbox when you log in. And like in Shadowkeep, it was red, and it's currently then it went to green. I think it's blue now, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
I think. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
Just call Destiny by the yearly expansion. Destiny.
Yes, just
Beyond Light.
Just like World of Warcraft does. Or wait a minute, am I right there? Am I saying something out of context?
Oh, I don't know. I don't play Warcraft. I haven't got a clue.
I don't either.
When in doubt, I just go with probably.
Probably, yeah, exactly. All right. Well, hey, thanks everybody for the questions you posted this week. We're running kind of tight on time, so if we didn't get to your question this week, we don't forget questions. They stay there until we answer them. So thank you for posting your questions, and Nadarf, thank you for answering them.
Yes, thank you.
I think we have one part left, and I think Elmer Fudd Games is going to tell us about it right after this.
Guardian Downcast. Guardian Downcast. Yeah, Guardian Downcast. This is an intro. Guardian Downcast. Guardian. Not copyright. Guardian Downcast.
Thank you, Mr. Elmer Fudd. We appreciate that intro, sir. Well, this is the last part of our show today. Listeners, this is where we pick our songs for our Spotify playlist. It's just a little sample of what all of us like to listen to here. We now have 562 songs and 40 hours and 1 minute of music representing us and all of our past guests from the beginning. And like I said, I usually like to post of our weekly picks in our music and TV channel on our Discord. I usually post some videos of our picks if you want to know more about the groups we're talking about today. And let's start out with you, Mr. Not Arf. What'd you pick this week?
My first choice is Just Today by Feeder. And this just takes me back to, like I said earlier in the podcast, actually going home after a few beers with my friends and turning the PlayStation on and playing Gran Turismo. And this was one of the tracks where you get in the car. It actually come. I think wasn't it the first release song to be used on a game?
I don't remember, but I do remember Gran Turismo had the best music.
And you just flying around the track, racing one of your friends.
Yeah.
To this song, it's absolutely superb.
I can't wait to hear it.
Now, the second one is "Wake Me Up When September Ends" by Green Day.
Nice song.
And I just love the song. It just reminds me of long summer days in my early 20s and late teens with my friends doing what we did in the summertime, and I just love it. Since you asked me on the show, I've been thinking long and hard what to actually put here, and I'm going to, because my taste in music varies so much.
Yeah.
And if I like it, I'll listen to it. Now, you're talking, it could be thrash metal to something like Jack Johnson, where it's something completely unplugged with just a guitar.
Right.
Yeah, I have the same picks, basically. My picks are all over the place.
What do you got, Hazel? Speaking of which.
Oh, yeah. So my first song is a song that my wife found somehow, some way, and then my daughter has been playing it constantly. So it's it's a song that's on constant play here right now. And it's Kings and Queens by Ava Max.
Good choice.
So
the wife and my daughter love that at the moment.
Exactly, right? And then the next song here is Shelter. It's by Vic Mensa, featuring Wyclef Jean and Chance the Rapper. And just who doesn't love Wyclef Jean? He's got that unique voice, that unique style.
Yeah.
And this song just comes from a nice place. And it's, it's just something you can listen to, and it puts a smile on your face, and it just kind of makes you feel nice and warm and cozy.
Very cool. Let's see. What did I pick for this week? What do you guys think I picked? You think it was progressive metal again?
Nah.
Well, my first pick is a German progressive rock band, which started in 1997 in Freising, Germany, as a Pink Floyd cover band. 3 years later, they started making their own music based on their cover band influences. By 2002, they began developing more of their own sound and their own vibe. The rest is history. The song I picked today is off their 2012 album, Beyond Man and Time, and the song I chose was We Are What We Are by the band RPWL, which, by the way, you're probably asking me what the hell is that supposed to mean? It's a combination of the first letters of the original four members, Ricciotto, Postal, Wallner, and Lang, which was the original four members of this band, RPWL. For my second pick, this is an American supergroup composed of Mike Portney, Dave LaRue, Casey McPherson, Neil Morse, and Steve Morse. If you might remember, Portney is the drummer for Dream Theater. These guys are all superstars in their own right, and having them all together in one band is fantastic. I have to give a shout out to All Thumbs, Ron, for recommending this song to me, or this group to me, because I never heard of them before. It's a really great band. They, I guess you could say there was a producer who came up with an idea in 2008. His name was Bill Evans, and he wrote a proposal for a band that combines sophisticated music, in other words, composition and virtuoso and performances, with more accessible mainstream songwriting. And that's why this group was born. But they had one problem. Over 100 candidates, they could not find a lead singer for this group. So where did they look? Disney. Casey McPherson was decided to be the lead singer of this song, and he was with Disney's Hollywood Records. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, my song pick is from their 2012 album as well, of the same name, and the song is Kayla, and the group is Flying Colors. Like I said, All Thumbs, one of our music ambassadors, shared that with me. He DM'd it privately to me and says, you got to listen to these guys. They're really good. So didn't take long. I was hooked. And there's a lot of good songs, but this was the one that really stuck in my head. As requested, Mrs. Gator's chosen a song for the week. This is what she says. Last week, I dedicated a song to Snail Entrails. This week, I've got one for Cam the Jelly Man. Monkey Business, the 2005 Black Eyed Peas CD, was a repeat in our car for at least a year or so. Although My Humps was one of Cam's favorite songs to sing, which was quite enjoyable. This song brought us some real laughs when Gator would sing the solo. P.S. I have a video evidence of said singing. It's available for a price. For a price.
Done.
So shit. So here's the Cam. Enjoy the funky B to the E to the A to the T of Pump It by Black Eyed Peas. I love this song. Yes, I do sing the female lead in this, in the song, in the car. I just can't help myself. Zan actually picked a song this week as well. He said, I got sent down a musical memory lane and this gem was on the way through. Check it out. He chose Pin Your Wings by the indie band Copeland. Hey, everybody. If you like what you're listening to today, do us a big favor. Spread the word. Hit that share button on your podcast app of choice and leave us a review if you'd like. We'd appreciate that. We just appreciate everything you guys and gals do for us. And thank you very much for taking your time out to listen to us today. Guys, that's it. Another episode in the collection. For those of you who are just now finding out about us, we have 82 other episodes with interviews from gamers all over the Destiny community. So please take a look at those if you're just finding out about us. You can go to guardiandowncast.com. The player's built into the website. You can listen to any episode you like. Not Arf. Thank you very much, sir, for coming on today. I had a great time.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you to you for having me. It's been, I've really enjoyed it.
Hopefully we made Respawn sweat for at least a second from our intro. But I had a great time. I just appreciate you. I know I know both of you have kids running around right now, and I just appreciate you guys hanging in there this morning and getting this one knocked out. So Not Arf, how can everyone contact you? Is there any deets you want to put out there where people can find you?
You can join my clan at K Spicy Ramen Runners. We had to change the name recently.
Nice. I love it.
I like that.
You can also find me in the Lore Hub server and the Two Titans and a Hunter Discord server as well. I don't know if that's fully up and running. Me and Parody have just been, last few weeks have been completely rebuilding that from the ground up.
Very nice.
Nice.
I'm also on the Two Titans and Hunter podcast sporadically, but you can find me on Steam and on Xbox as just Not Half. Oh, sorry, Not Half.
Speaking of things out of context.
Oh, and Twitter as well.
Okay, gotcha. That's awesome, man. Thank you again for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Hazel, where can we find you, brother?
I'm Hazel NT, anywhere and everywhere.
You can contact me via the Twitter at Todd the Gator. Remember, that's GATR. You can also find me on Steam and PS4 as Gator, all caps, GATR, underscores in between. And once there is an Xbox I can use, I'm Gator space GDC on Xbox. I'm also on YouTube. Yeah, I'm also on YouTube as Gator. What?
You can't use an Xbox?
I have one, but it's not hooked up right now. So
it's not that it doesn't. It's not that it's...
Well, it's like...
working. It's
like this, Hazel. Mr. PS5 just walked into the office and said, get all this other crap out of here. I'm the PS5, damn it. And it took all precedence and it took all, I mean, it's a big console, man. It took all the space up.
It walked in like a boss.
Yeah, it did. It walked in like a boss, and my PS4 and my Xbox One X just said, yeah, we'll be over here in the corner. You can just talk to us when you want
look
to.
Look at you with your flash wet Xbox One X. I'm still running the OG original one.
I have an Xbox One too, the original day one version. It's in my living room. It plays on a bigger TV when we want to play something in there with the kids. But no, I'm currently not playing on Xbox.
When you're allowed.
Yeah, exactly. So,
from his PlayStation 5.
But hey, you know what? Destiny Crossplay's coming soon. They've already announced. It's just a matter of time, and when it does, I will be the first to play and game and raid with all of our Xbox clan brothers and sisters out there. So hang in there. It's coming, and I can't wait. To be honest, I love gaming with everybody, and I can't wait till crossplay is a thing. You can also find me on YouTube at Gator-Guardian Downcast, where our episodes actually post every week as well. And if you want to go through the YouTube route, you can find us on whatever podcast catcher you use, or you can just listen it directly from our website, guardiandowncast.com. You can also email us, guardiandowncast@gmail.com, and Twitter is @guardian_D_cast. And like I say, guardiandowncast.com. And we are on Instagram as well, guardian_down_cast. And Nadarf, you have any issue with posting a pic in our private show Discord that we can throw on our Instagram? That'd be okay?
Not a problem. What? Any particular pick?
Anything that you want to represent you, brother. Yep, that's it.
Oh, it doesn't have to be anything in particular. Just whatever you feel.
It could be you working on a diesel engine or a diesel pump.
I've got the perfect one for the minute, and it's actually my... Oh, hang on. Oh, what's going on? Oh, no, what the press? Stop.
He's just trying to make a call. He's just trying to make a call.
There we go. Sorry. No, go away.
It's gone.
There we go. I'm good.
You missed a call from Not Arf. That lasted a few seconds.
Yeah, apologies.
That's great.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, we'll edit that out.
Dear.
We'll edit that out. Don't worry. Yeah, we'll edit that out. Don't worry about it.
He always edits everything out that he says.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that.
Apologies for that.
No worries, brother. It's fine. We love stuff like that.
That put a smile on our face.
It did actually. I'm not the only old guy who can't figure out technology. I love it. Hey everybody. Continue to be safe, everybody. And more importantly, take care of one another.
Guardians are measured by their ability to come back from defeat. So stand. Fight!
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Toddles.
Goodbye, guys. Oh, I thought I did.
Perfect. Man, thanks again for coming on. Had a great time.
Thank you.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you for having me. It's been a nice change. I've not had to cope with Respawn going off on one and just me laughing at him hysterically.
We don't have many rants here. This old man rants every now and then, but that's about it.
So that's me with the new radiator on the wall.
I see now. Nice. Hazel will usually post that.
That was fixing the final leak about 10:30 at night.
Yeah, and you got to have heat, man. You can't go without heat. No, you can't do it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well,
that's the man in Florida.
Well, I didn't run the heat last night, but I ran it all last week. Man, it was cold.
You seen snow on TV?
Yeah, I played in snow once. I went to Indiana at Christmas time.
We had snow last week.
Yeah, I heard everyone's been having snow. Hell, 3/4 of the nation is under ice and snow right now.
Yep.
It's nuts, man. I feel so bad because if you look at the weather map, it's like gray and miserable over the entire nation, and then you see Florida with a big sun over it. I'm like, sorry. I feel like an ass.
Well, you've even had the cold there, haven't you? It's got down to about 40 degrees, hasn't it?
It did. Yes. It did get to 47 last night. It was a little nippy.
47?
Yeah, 47.
I would welcome 47 right now.
Hell, as Nips would say, hell, that's shorts and flip-flops weather.
Yeah, exactly, and it is.
You can find us, our podcast, whatever podcast apper